Welcome to the exciting world of the movies.
Hello, movie lovers, and welcome back to the movie graveyard. We have the most appropriate movie for November, ain't that right, Zach?
We motherfucking do.
Because November is the month of giving thanks, and this is the story of a man who was not thankful enough, so he actually had his face taken off.
They took his face off.
They took his face off.
We were sitting here before we started recording. How much fucking cum on the face jokes are we going to make? It's going to be so tempting. It's going to be so tempting.
And we've literally been texting each other the last 2 days talking about how rock hard we were and how much came we were going to shoot. And how much we actually shot just watching the movie. But
we were sitting here brainstorming. We actually coined the phrase cum face. He is wearing cum face in this movie. It's the first time it's the first time it's ever been done in cinema history.
Yeah, it's probably why the Bruiser franchise never took off. It got canceled for depicting cum face.
Exactly. Fucking, they did remake it though. Recently, 2024. There's a new Bruiser, and it's not this Bruiser.
No.
If you search for Bruiser, this is like you're never gonna get this movie anymore.
Yeah.
As it stands.
And it doesn't help that at least in the States, it only ever had that like one American DVD. So.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we're going to get started. We have it started on the actual credits of the movie, depending on what part of the world you're in. Like, this was released by different people, but it was actually made by Studio Canal Plus, or Plus, as they say overseas. So we have it on the first credit of the actual, actual real credits within the movie. So it says, Le Studio Canal Plus presents. If you have the American DVD like me, it's 16 seconds in. If you have the foreign version like Zach, who fucking knows?
24 seconds.
24 seconds. Okay, there you go, baby. So on Le Studio Canal Plus presents, I want to say 1, 2, 3, go. And when you hear me say go, hit play on your remote or your PlayStation 3 controller. Because this is a fucking DVD exclusive. 1, 2, 3, go.
Oh, yeah. Will this ever get a Blu-ray release?
It has a Blu-ray release. I want to say one in Germany years ago. And then just last year in France, it put out. I can't find any information about the 2022 France Blu-ray, but the one from like 10 years ago from Germany, everybody says it's like, they say it's an upscale. They say it's not really true high definition, so I don't know what that means. I haven't seen it. I actually tried to buy it last night, and like I've heard of copies of it going for like 20, 25 bucks, but the only copy that was on eBay last night was like $60. So yeah, I might just go for the French version if I ever see that for like around 25, 30.
I did hear that Michael Felcher, the Slippy man, he's trying to get this for a Vestron collection.
Really? That would actually be a pretty fucking good thing, because I'm trying to think. I think this might be the only George Romero movie that's not released on American Blu-ray.
Exactly. Let's rate our boy's fucking fit here. His fucking grooming habits, like fucking blow dry. Do you blow dry?
I don't, but I think I'm going to start. My hair is really short right now, so I really don't even need to. But when I was on vacation, I was just telling you I was on vacation, like, I did the blow dry, and like if I want to spike my hair up, I can just spike it up with blow dry, and like it's weird. Like I don't have to put no gel, no nothing. Like it looks like the individual little spikes is weird. But,
I hear blow drying, it makes it easier to style. Basically,
that's what I would imagine. And I also heard, because I have thin hair, so I have been seeing some videos where like if you actually have like combable long enough hair, like I can't really comb my hair right now, it's so short, it's pretty much almost like long buzz cut. But like if you have like our boy here in the movie, Jason Fleming, if you blow your hair, like I've seen videos where the hairdressers say blow it to the left, blow it to the right, blow it down the center, blow it to the left. Like if you just dry your hair back and forth crazy like that, it will like poof your hair up, I guess.
Oh yeah, I fucking hated my hair growing up. It always poofed. No matter how I let it dry.
Crazy.
But like, yeah,
basically, my hair's pretty flat if I let it air dry.
He's like, I realized while watching this again recently that this is fucking it's kind of like that movie Falling Down. Remember that?
You know what it reminded me? Yeah, I do. I know exactly what you mean. Like story wise, but it's like Falling Down, but like the way it's told.
It's got a horror twist.
Well, yeah, the way he keeps fantasizing, though, early on in the movie about killing people, it's like so much like American Psycho.
Exactly. That dog looked like the fucking the VHS cover of Boneyard. Remember that shit?
I do remember that.
That dog was scary as fuck.
Yeah, right there. Fucking with the teeth.
That made the movie look so good.
It did. Boneyard, you're talking about?
Yeah, it wasn't
I think I
good, was
think
it?
I think his wife's nipples make Bruiser look really good. They should have put that on the poster.
Hell yes. Fucking the bruiser. Fucking that, what if that's what he's referring to, or is just the nipple? It looks like a bruise on the titty.
Yeah, it looks like a bruise on it. That was like the whole theme. Now we got to talk about the weirdest thing. Like one of the things that stuck out in my brain about this movie when I first seen it. Like it's about this guy who's a total wimp and he takes control back with his life and goes on a vengeance spree and all that. But like
Exactly.
basically he's poor because he spent all his money on his house, but like they never finished it.
Exactly.
like they live in a bedroom, but there's no doors. There's like just a hole in the wall, and he has to walk through fucking plastic.
Our boy George Romero, he's very Kino, and he's basically, we're introduced to this character. He doesn't stick up for himself. Fucking his life is like he's living in an unfinished house. Fucking
Yeah.
he finds out his wife is fucking around on him.
Yeah.
Like life just shits on this motherfucker. It is raining shit on our boy.
By the way, I love this movie. I don't want to, I don't want to like discourage or anything and like say anything bad about this movie. But there's like tons of missed opportunities that this movie misses to like make it like a cooler, more kind of rockin' movie. And I'll point it out as we go along. But I saw some fucking, I'm sorry, I want to say it. He was a fucking cuck. Some asshole on BlueRayForum.com back in 2018. When people were saying, "Oh, this movie should get a Blu-ray," he said, "This is literally the worst movie ever." What kind of fucking asshole do you have to watch? And this is by far a perfect movie, by far a perfect movie. But what kind of asshole do you like? Maybe you just only watch the best movies of all time to think Bruiser is the worst movie ever made.
Yeah, that is insane. It is insane.
I wanted to come back on the guy, but I'm like, this fucking comment's from like 7 years ago. He's not even going to read it, even if I fucking come back on it.
If like shit Romero put out is still better than like fucking,
Yeah.
you gotta factor in like all these straight just sci-fi movies,
Oh, God,
fucking
yeah.
shark to put, like, even ironically that shit isn't better than this, like, really.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen all of George Romero's movies. Like, he's probably my favorite director, and they vary greatly in quality. Like, like some of them aren't that like great compared to the best ones, but like I can't really think, like, even the ones that people don't like Night Riders and Bruiser and shit, they're still better than like most of the movies that come out on a yearly basis in theaters. Like,
Yeah, this fuck, I actually do. I think this movie could be like 7 out of 10. Like fucking
yeah.
but like fucking the last act is kind of like underwhelming because there's
Yeah.
something off about it.
It's like the budget and like we'll get to it when we get to it, but like there's like a stink on it. This is like when Romero started making all his Canadian movies. Like, we should say there was like a long gap between this and I think Dark Half was his previous movie, where he went off and he wrote all these Hollywood screenplays he was supposed to direct, but they never happened. So eventually, just to kind of get back into directing, he went and did Bruiser. And like, I don't know with the Bruiser story if it was just a script he picked up or how involved he was with it, but it was like his first movie where he started having to make them all in Canada, because by that time it was before everything started being made in Georgia again. But like, yeah, like back then everything was made in Canada, so like there is like a weird, like, I would say direct to DVD feel to it. Like with the cinematography is actually really fucking good. It's shot on film. It looks nice. Like, I wish we did have a real Blu-ray so we could judge the cinematography better, to be honest with you, because I think a better balanced transfer with like, the colors and shit, it would look better. But yeah, it just has this thing. But I think the biggest thing that like puts this weird thing on it, and this is just George's preference, it has a weird ass jazz score to it that doesn't, like, some parts it fits really well and other parts it doesn't fit at all, to be honest with you.
Exactly. I fucked up earlier. I meant fucking this like I swear this movie is like at least like 7, 8 out of 10 until the last act. Have you ever thought that? It's like I always thought that they had to have like not liked the last act, and then like, we got to reshoot it, and he tried to throw in a bunch of stuff like fucking, oh, we'll put the Misfits in there. Did they ever have to reshoot the fucking ending?
Not that I know of. Just the only we'll get to it, but like the criticism I have with the ending is like, it's the first time throughout the movie where when you get to the ending, like, it's so fucking corny and goofy.
Yeah.
And the choices made are like just not the strongest choices. Like, all this early shit, like here, this is, we saw Henry fantasize about blowing his brains out earlier, and that was a cool scene. Now he's fantasized about killing this lady on the train tracks for no reason. Like, he's just attacking random people and throwing them under the train lady's head. Like, this is all cool cutting edge shit. But when you get to the end of the movie, and how lame that fucking Halloween party is, like then you can tell like a 68-year-old man was directing the movie. And I hate to fucking say it because I don't like to be an ageist, but it's just like it's not cutting edge. It doesn't make good use of the actual Misfits and how cool they were at the fucking time.
It feels very low budget. Yeah.
Very low budget. But this part of the movie doesn't feel low budget to me. I mean, it feels like an independent film for sure, but there's really nothing about this that feels cheap. You know what I mean? Whereas that end part feels really cheap. And the thing is the actual story part, like on paper, like if you handed me the script of Bruiser, I would read that end part and think like, oh, this is a pretty cool fucking setting. This is going to be cool, like set piece. But when you get to that part, like just the way it was shot and filmed and edited, it's like, I don't know. It's really fucking underwhelming, like big time.
It is fuck. Well, I was gonna ask you what you think of Monkey Shines.
I love Monkey Shines.
I actually really like Monkey Shines.
I love Monkey Shines when I saw it like when I was a kid. Like
I don't get any of the like fucking people say shit on it. I don't think it's that ridiculous. Like to me, it's like it's in movie land. It works.
It's like a weird ass story. Like I'll give you that,
fun.
But it's actually fun. So weird that it's like original. Like you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, I love Monkey Shines. I mean, I can't really think of a Romero movie I don't like. I mean, probably one of the later ones. Like some of the later ones kind of like are really middle of the road of me. But like when I first saw Diary of the Dead, I thought it was like pretty bad, to be honest with you. But the more times I watched it on video, I got into it, and I think it's okay. Survival of the Dead, I've only watched one time, and it took me years. I only got the Blu-ray of it like a couple years ago, so I need to rewatch it. I remember Survival of the Dead feeling a little like too direct-to-video-ish, but I like the story of it, if that makes sense. Like it just kind of had like cheap actors, cheap setting, cheap cinematography. But like Bruiser is kind of the beginning of like the final phase of George's career, where he started having that like kind of more generic Canadian made independent film feel, but there's still a lot of personality. Like fucking Dino Velvet here, fucking Peter Stormare, he's fucking amazing in this movie. And like and the only thing that's a little weak about it is you can tell he's ad-libbing the whole time, because he always says the same shit. He talks about putting his salami in pussy like about 40 times in the movie. And it's like, okay, the script couldn't have actually said the same repetitive shit over and over. But I like this part where they set up that Henry works for this fashion magazine called Bruiser, and
it's the magazine he works at.
Yeah, it's called Bruiser. And like fucking Dino Velvet here is he literally, look, you see his dick. He literally shows his dick in this movie, Peter Stormare. He's literally pulling his pants down, showing his dick, talking about, and these girls in their fucking dog shit face, come on, rah, rah. And like it's like, we make heat. That's the slogan of the thing. We make heat. Rah.
He's basically like fucking they're laying out. Romero saw he was ahead of the time. He saw the archetype, the fucking Beta, the main character, and the Chad, Peter Stormare.
Exactly. And like he like I know this is gonna sound like we're joking, because we always joke. We always say cum. We always say cuck. We always say all this shit. But is literally what causes Henry to transform into a supernatural vengeance, whatever, is he does get cucked by Peter Stormare.
He does. He
does.
Gets That's what's so fucked up.
It makes him transform. Is like he sees his wife jerking off Peter Stormare at the party, and then she bitches him out, and she basically tells him like, I was just jerking him off to see what your reaction would be, and you didn't do anything. Like this was before, I'm sure that the term cuck existed, like in the underground sex scene or something, but it wasn't like popularized. Like if this movie was made now, or even a few years after when it was, like, I don't think Romero would have had any choice but to fucking either call Henry a cuck in the movie or call the movie cuck.
Exactly. We know our boy George. He would have been right on that. Fucking ahead of his time.
Well, he would have took it to another level too, where like literally not only does he get cucked, but like he has to watch Peter Stormare bang his wife, but then Peter Stormare's cum flies onto his face, and that's how he got transformed into cum.
And he gets stuck to his face. Yeah.
It dried on his face.
He would have just called it cum face. He could have called it cum face cuck. Yeah. Fucking that would be the title.
Like, I'm sure people would probably, like whatever judgmental people would chalk it up to bad acting. And like this chick, I don't know her name, the chick they're
Courtney
talking about.
Cox? That's Courtney Cox right there.
It's not Courtney Cox, dude.
It looks literally just like her.
It's Bortney Box.
It literally, is it not like a bootleg?
Yeah. It's a super Canadian version of Courtney Cox, which is funny because I think Courtney Cox is Canadian too.
If you think about it, like so many Canadian shot movies have lookalikes like
they
that.
Do.
Like if you think of like Jason X had like a fucking. I remember there was a Robert Englund look-alike in Jason X
Well,
flying
you
the
know where
plane
they
around.
probably find them, baby? Like, I'm not joking. Where they probably find them is they probably get the stand-ins for the stars. Like, yeah, you know my boy, he stood in for Tom Cruise on a couple movies, and
That
then
literally
then
is
he plays
what
something
it
like,
is.
yeah, that'd be like if George Romero got my boy in a movie.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's exactly what you just solved the whole riddle.
Yeah, it did. It's like, oh, like we'll get this lady, like, like, oh, she does. Well, she has a few credits, not much, but she stood in for Courtney Cox on 3 movies. Like, okay, then she's like Courtney Cox. Let's get her.
Mm.
I gotta say, like short hair doesn't look good on many women, and unfortunately, this actress is one of those women.
You think so?
Yeah, it's not working for her. It's just her head shape is just not really good.
Oh, I'm digging. I'm liking.
I mean,
Oh,
at least
I'm
spike that
liking.
shit up or something. Get some personality. It's just like the flattest
Fucking
ass buzz cut
no.
hair on a woman.
That's for you to fucking decide when you're doing the sex. When you're rubbing your hand through your hair.
Oh my god.
She's leaving it flat for you to decide. If she so sees fit.
Yeah.
If she so sees fit to anoint you the privilege.
This is a very foreign cast, though, besides all the supporting characters being kind of no-name Canadian actors. But we have our boy Stormare from, I don't even know where he's from, Denmark. And then we have Jason Fleming, who, I don't know if he's English. I know he started in English movies. He might be Irish or something. I don't even fucking know. But what do you think of our lead, Jason Fleming? Because I actually liked him back then. I knew him from Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels before this.
He's got the fucking, the it. Like, he could
Yes.
have been a Hollywood guy, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking, I kind of like him on screen.
Yeah.
Fucking, once he gets the face on,
Yeah.
Face On is what the movie should have been called. Face On.
Face off. Yeah, to follow up Face Off, then you make Face On.
Then he can't emote as much, and it's kind of more, maybe like a little more goofy. Fucking, especially because they gotta like overdub all of his lines and shit.
Yeah.
I think they did.
I remember George Romero saying that when they made this movie, like, the actor Jason was great because he had to put up with a lot of constantly having that shit on his face. And they were saying, like, he could only either drink water because it was clear, and, like, his food for lunch, he had to only drink or eat white food. So he had to fucking pretty much eat plain ravioli every day.
Fucking raviolis. You think he was fucking hanging out with Mankind and shit? He's got the endorsement.
He could have been.
Mankind was delivering it to him straight from the fucking source himself.
I gotta say too, being a foreign actor, Jason Fleming having to disguise his whatever his native accent is, he kind of talks flat, and that's another thing that kind of reminds me of American Psycho. When Christian Bale talks as an American, he gets really flat, and like Jason Fleming has a little more like emotion and inflection in his voice, but he still has a very flat voice. He's kind of whiny, but he still has a very flat voice.
Fucking, there are similarities to their portrayal. What do you think of the friend here?
Yeah, Jimbo, the guy who's his best friend and also his financial advisor, who, like, I think from the opening scene where they meet, you can already tell where this is going, that this guy's been ripping him off.
Yeah, very sleazy.
Yeah, he's got a goof. I like him. He does it. He's not really right for the part. Like, he seems too young to be like a financial advisor guy. Like, I know there are young ones of those, but like, this guy seems more like a guy who should be like the villain in the fucking Tom Green movie. By the way, baby, you've been watching Tom Green, his new podcast he does in a fucking barn out in the middle of cold ass nowhere.
Yeah, I saw he's been becoming like a hermit recently.
Yeah.
Fucking hanging out in the fucking wilderness and fucking log cabin type shit, playing piano and being a Chad still.
I mean, yeah. I mean, now being out in the remote areas of Canada, does he fly the women into him? Like, how is he doing that?
It's hard telling. You think he's married? I don't even know.
Yeah, I have no clue what's going on in his life. I would say probably not if he's moving to the middle of nowhere. I don't think many women would sign up for that.
Fucking, yeah, it's hard telling.
No, I gotta say, this is a very cheap set, this, like, athletic club, and obviously this, like, country clubs or whatever it's supposed to be, and it's, like, they have this chairs around this racquetball or tennis court, like, overlooking, and it's, like, very cheap set, and it's obvious that this would never be a real restaurant in real life, but for, like, movie world, like, I don't know why, like, I really fucking like this here.
Yeah. This shot right here is super dark. Oh my god, it looks like they're fucking.
Really,
it's nighttime.
It's one of the few bright scenes in my version.
Like, that's super dark right there. Fucking my version, very sucks. It
Your
very
version must
sucks.
have been ripped from a fucking VHS, damn.
It's possible.
Remember how the VHS in the 80s of the horror movies were always super dark for some reason?
Exactly. I
Like,
wonder why.
like mine's not like really bright. Like I was telling you, like a lot of the daytime scenes, like they don't look like, like if you watch a modern movie on Blu-ray now, like the daytime scenes are always super bright and blown out. Like they don't look like that. Like they look very middle, like not bright, but they're not like dark. But no, them sitting inside there for that scene and the pool scene, like they're by no means dark. Like on my DVD.
We're being introduced to fucking their friend group, and she just showed him the fucking mask.
Yeah, like they're doing a party at Dino Velvet's house, and everybody's getting a plaster mask in their face. So technically, everybody you see at this party has had cum on their face already.
Exactly. Fucking it brings a smile to my face just thinking about it.
I know, but yeah, here we get introduced to the Asian model, and like I say, she's probably like, and I think it was intentional. But but she plays a very hysterical character, and she gets on my nerves. I hate her fucking acting. Like I wish they would have actually got a real not a real, but there's a more serious actress for that part. I think it would have been more believable. But yeah, but Dino Velvet's wife Rosie makes these life casts of everybody. Like I guess that's how they explain how his white face ends up looking like him, and not just like a Michael Myers mask. Like it's actually molded to his face, but like. And then she wants everybody to paint them later, and that's his thing. Is he refuses to paint his because he's like, I don't know what to do. I'm just such a bitch. I can't paint a mask. But like everybody's supposed to decorate their own face like the way they want. But like that seems like shouldn't she just have like made like 20 blank masks and let people paint that? Like wouldn't that have been enough creative expression? Did it have to be their real faces, or did she really need to take their faces off?
She just take their face off.
Yeah.
I like how that's never old to me. Like,
why would it fucking get
I'm always gonna laugh at that. It's setting up like our boy George Romero. He's very five-head. He's got his third eye squeegee. Yeah. He's laying in like this guy. He doesn't have he has no personality. He's just like a blank slate. He lets people walk all over him. Yeah, he's not stick up for himself.
Well, here that mask is like the cover, I think, of the DVD menu. It was like somebody else's mask. It was mostly white with just a little bit of red smeared on it. And it's like that's not even the Bruiser mask, and they use that image like so much.
The fucking the red smear on it is like a weird CGI carved cut, very very weird looking.
Which, by the way, there's not much CGI in this movie, and most of it's in the end of the party scene. But oh my god, it's really bizarre. Like, why would you even put this in here?
Exactly. It is. It reminds me of Wishmaster.
It does. It does. It's like fucking Wishmaster CGI.
Exactly.
Like if you're the director and like you know what the scene looks like, and you go to the CGI people and you're like, oh, it'd be cool if we could add this little element here or this little element of CGI, and they're like, okay, they do it, and then you see how bad it looks. Like, why can't you just be like, just take it back out?
Mm-hmm. Fucking, we'll just leave nothing there. They'll just have to use their imagination.
Yeah. Well, especially the worst piece of CGI. I'll point it out when it happens. But they keep showing it. It's like, this is like the stupidest looking shit. Like, why didn't you just get a flashlight for this?
Exactly. This scene is very dark, but like I'm fucking. We got to point out this is the scene where Peter Stormare gets his wee tugged on by the man, our main character's beautiful fucking wife.
I actually respect this woman a lot, both the actress and the fictional character.
Exactly. Fucking. Are we supposed to believe she wouldn't want to fucking stroke Peter Stormare's cock? Like fucking every woman would.
I think Henry himself wants to.
Exactly. He doesn't even care that much because he knows it's Peter Stormare. You know what I mean?
And he's he's like that's why he didn't get upset. Exactly. I don't know why, man, but she's just super hot to me. I think there's a good bit of casting.
She's fucking Stacy. She's all Stacy now. Is it the copy I'm watching, or is it the movie that there's like kind of a jump cut the way he looks there, and then it kind of looks like it might just be the fucking like a drop frame rate in mine. But I was almost thinking that this kind of seemed like a version that had a cut. Like for another video release, like it showed them again, and it was a little too risque, so they just fucking cut it out.
Yeah, I didn't really notice it. I don't know.
It might just be
if our versions are out of sync, and I just haven't seen it yet. But like, yeah,
Are they in the car right now?
No, like she's just jerking him off right now. I think we have that thing like me and Bat have where it's like if you get a quote unquote version from the internet, it's at the foreign frame rate, which is sped up.
It might be.
So like just every 10 minutes, just pause your copy for about 10 seconds, and we'll stay closer. Yeah,
so let me know when they're in the car.
Yeah, like she's still tugging away here.
she just wiped her mouth. It's when they're explaining after that he saw her.
Yeah,
and she's like, you just saw me doing that.
He's fucking... actually he just is starting to see her right now. He's like, what's going on over there? Am I getting cucked? It's like, and he's holding the mask in his hand. It's like, yeah, just put that mask on already. Like, save the problem of the magical mystery happening of how your face disappeared.
He hasn't even started jacking off yet. I'm
no.
That far ahead.
Yeah, just pause it.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're at the gas station now. They're in the car. Which I gotta say, like, again, this is the first missed opportunity. So his Stacey-ass wife drives a pretty cool Mustang. I can't tell if it's a 5.0 or not, but either way, it's a cool Mustang. And like once he kills her, he should have been driving around in that car, but then he drives around in a fucking ugly ass fucking brown Volvo. Like he should have been driving the nerd car when he was the nerd, but when he became the cool guy with no face, then he should have been like driving the fast sports car so he could get away from the police and do all that shit. But that's like the first missed opportunity from George Romero, because George Romero, I guess, just didn't want to make a cool film here.
Ain't it shitty that the hands of fate decided that the Freaky Friday type situation that set this whole thing off was going to be the porcelain mask rather than the big cock of the fucking like Cadillac
the big
she's
camel
driving?
Cock, yeah.
Of the Cadillac she's driving. What if he just sprouted a big huge cock and went around fucking smacking people with it? That was the whole plot of the movie.
If they made the movie now, like the meme culture would probably dictate that they would have to do something like that.
Exactly. I think Cumface is just as memey though.
Yeah,
it's Mimi Siku type shit.
Every time you say Cumface, it reminds me of that student film Jim Carrey did when he was young called Rubberface.
I remember seeing that in the video store and just laughing my ass off at the face he's making on the cover.
Yeah, like my friend rented it, and it was super cheap. It was like 99 cents to rent it for Blockbuster Video, and like we watched it, and it was like 30 minutes long, and we're like, okay, like what do we do with the rest of the night? Like it's over.
Look, he just fucking. I would still want to have sex with her after that, even if she did hit me with the car. She's just that hot.
Yeah, I mean, if she ran me over the car, like, which by the way, why are their house? And again, I guess George Romero just had to pick like a house that was half finished so they could go shoot in. But this is like a 4-car garage. They only have 2 cars. Like, where's the rest of the fucking cars? Because they don't have the money for extra cars.
Exactly, he's laying in the symbolism. Fucking his shit is unfinished. It's linking to that shit we all feel, because this is kind of one of those movies that the older you get, the more you're gonna appreciate it. I can see like 15-year-olds being like fucking watching this and being like fucking, yeah, it's okay, fucking, oh well. But like fucking after you've lived this shit and you realize that your entire life is almost like you're fucking buying shit to fill up that house and you're always working to you know what I mean?
That's my life.
It's so fucking there's a lot of symbolism about like fucking just the game of life.
Yeah, because he's arguing with his wife because she's saying like, you watched me jerk that guy off and like you didn't do anything, and like so he fantasizes that she like runs him over and he lands on the like hood of the car and he takes an axe and smashes it through the windshield and kills her. But what really happens is she just backs out of the driveway and literally calls him a cuck pretty much, and then drives away to go fuck more men. And it's just like, I don't know. I kind of missed that in the second half of the movie too, because like the first movie, like you kind of it happens a couple times, you kind of know that all the flashes of violence are fake. But like, I miss his psychotic like imagination. Like it just like once he actually loses his face, he actually gets more sane than he was in the beginning.
In a way, yeah. So we saw that weird cut effect they did.
Yeah.
Was that a CG effect?
Yeah, it was like a weird CG effect. Or like when he's going in and out of reality and his like thing. And we should say too, it's like a big theme because they I don't know why they had to talk about it like nonstop, but like he heard a guy commit suicide over the radio. Like a guy called into a radio show and killed himself like over the phone. And like
it's a running thing.
Yeah, he gets really obsessed. And then like Then he hears the guy later like call back in, and it's like George Romero going like, I faked my death, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, but that's actually faked though, because everybody knows that the guy actually killed himself. Like, so it's weird that he fantasizes. I like this when he's stretching his cum face out.
Exactly.
He keeps like he's trying to rip it off his face, and he scratches his face, and like if he scratches the cum face with this thing, it's so weird when he starts trying to comb his hair around it. Like, who cares about your hair if you got a big white cum face on your face?
Exactly. There's something very uncanny about the cum face too. Whenever this is like I was gonna say, like I always thought this is like one of the best movie about a guy who wakes up with shaving cream on his face and can't wash it off ever, because that scene where he's fucking looking in the mirror, and it's very shaving cream fucking like there's something about like the way he's moving that's uncanny. I'm like, I don't know, was that CGI or something about that?
I don't know, just weird photography or something. But you know, another movie this reminds me of like a lot, where he just suddenly wakes up and he is his cum face is a Lost Highway. How what's his name? I keep want to say Bill Paxton, but it's Bill Pullman. Goes to sleep in the jail cell, and he wakes up a different guy. He wakes up as Balthazar Getty, and they have to let him out because they're like, well, you're not the guy that's supposed to be in the jail cell.
Exactly.
Now we gotta say too, because at this point we know this guy's grip on reality, right, is like not good, because he keeps fantasizing about all this violent shit. So like, I think you're probably thinking when you watch this at this point in time that the cum face is fake, right? Like, it's all in his head. Like, he's got to be crazy, right?
It fucking, yeah. I don't know if I ever thought that. I always just watch this and like fucking, I don't know. It's just such a weird fucking plot that is. I never really thought, like fucking, to me it was just, I remember when I read the plot for this movie, it's just like, oh, guy wakes up and he's just got fucking his face is gone and he doesn't know why, and he's got to figure out why his face is gone. It's like, that's such a weird fucking idea for a movie. And I remember watching it and just like immersed in the movie. Like I never really thought like, fuck, this guy has this Casper face, man. Fucking, it's just it's weird, like the way they do the effect. Yeah, it's a little
the makeup's
weird.
Awesome because it moves. It just looks like a thin layer of shit over his face. Like, it's really good prosthetic. But yeah, it turns out his face really did turn white because they get him on video and he actually does have the white face. So like, I think, and I actually like that because yeah, I'm with you. I always assumed his face really turned white too, you know.
Yeah.
And but like, the way the movie is like, oh, his grip of sanity is like, you know, like, because here he confronts the maid for stealing from him, and like, that almost feels like this is actually real. This is the first bit of violence in the movie that's real when he kills the maid, because like, and I feel like because you've seen the fake ones with the CGI effect where he goes in and out of reality, where he kills people and then it turns out to be fake. I think like when you watch him kill the maid, you think that's going to be fake, because like, what are the chances that even the maid's going to sit? And first of all, it doesn't even make any sense that he has a maid, because he lives in a construction site house. Like, what are you going to clean up? There's already dust everywhere from when they're working, you know.
It's one of those things too. Is like, is the house really unfinished? What if there's some more Kino shit? What if there's what if this is all in the mind?
Yeah,
it's very psychological.
Instead of the Misfits, they should have got the Talking Heads to do the soundtrack.
That reminds me, we could talk about, we did decide, since this is a Misfits tie-in movie, that's really the only reason this movie exists.
Yeah,
this is an advertisement for the Misfits.
George Romero wanted to cash in on the success of Animal Room and Big Money Wrestlers.
Exactly. I was gonna make a Big Money Wrestlers joke.
But we should say Animal Room was the first one that launched the cinematic career of seeing the Misfits on screen. Have you ever seen Animal Room?
I haven't.
It's actually a good movie. It's like kind of trying to be a little bit like Clockwork Orange. It's a bullying movie. And I can't remember the main guy in it, if it's like Jeremy Davies or who, but I remember like the main bully is Matthew Lillard. It's like, nice. It came out like a year before Scream came out, before everybody knew who Matthew Lillard is. And yeah, there's like I can't remember the exact like whatever, but there's like, for some reason the Misfits are rehearsing in like a fucking apartment. It's really weird. They're like barely in it, but it's just like, because it was shot in like, I believe, New Jersey with like some local guys. It was just like some filmmaker guy who knew Jerry Only, and it was like right when the Misfits were relaunching, you know, with Michael Graves and shit. So they're like, we'll be in this like no budget movie for like some weird cameo, and they're just like in this apartment, from what I remember, with like their full face makeup on, like just fucking rehearsing. It's weird.
In the this scene is so fucking dark. I'm so sad I couldn't see the pretty lady
Oh,
with her
she's so
fucking
fucking in her underwear. Yeah.
her beautiful fucking titties poking
See
out.
if you can get that fucking DVD for $7 off eBay. It's worth it.
Exactly. I was gonna mention we were gonna fucking talk about our top 10 Misfits
Yeah,
songs
we are.
throughout the episode too.
Yeah, we are. I don't know when we
Fucking,
should start that. Look, let's
it's up to you, baby.
we'll wait till the middle part where it starts getting draggy because it's pretty action packed up until when his wife gets killed. I'd say.
Okay, sounds good, baby. Fucking not. She should have done one of those scenes like fucking Friday the 13th Part 5 where she's just like, hey, it's showtime. We just showed her titties one last time. I just want to see her titties in a nice, well lit room.
I mean, she already showed him a couple times, and I think she'll show him one more time more. But like, yeah.
Man, you see that chick's titties, man? Man, fucking them titties though.
It kind of begs the question though, like, how come he doesn't want to have sex with his wife?
Exactly. Fucking what a lame motherfucker. He deserves everything.
Does he deserve to have the white face because he won't have sex with his wife? And why did he start getting dressed with work, putting a tie on when his face was gone? Like, how was he even going to go to work? Was people going to take him seriously with this white ass face?
How am I supposed to feel bad for this motherfucker? He has that chick as his wife. He's not having sex with her.
I know. I can't relate.
So much that a bunch of dudes just fucking jerked off in his face while he slept, and now this is the aftermath. He can't watch the come off.
They punish them.
Exactly. There is a sense of it that it's like this is like a sequel to The Mask, and he's like Casper face.
That would have been the sequel, like the real. If Jim Carrey would have come back for the real Mask 2, it would have been like a tie-in Mask versus Cum Face.
If you just take some shots from the movie out of context and just advertise it as The Mask 2 or something like that,
He could have done it.
A Mask, made in India ripoff movie.
It's kind of funny though, because like I guess it's just because he doesn't know that she's actually getting fucked yet. Maybe he thinks she's just like getting a hand job. So like basically what we should explain, he kills the maid and he's trying to like hide the maid's body like in some bags and shit. And that's when his wife comes home after getting fucked all night by who knows who. And like he's like hiding.
I assume it's just Peter Stormare. I assume it's just
Peter Stormare. Yeah, it probably is just Peter Stormare. But I don't know. I see her going out for younger guys too. Because I mean, I know Peter Stormare has a big dick in this movie, but I could see her wanting like more guys too. Like
I hope
she's probably like one of those chicks on Reddit that has like the account where she goes on and brags about how many guys she cheats with on her husband or whatever. But,
not only do I want to have sex with her, knowing that she just had sex with Peter Stormare makes her hotter to me. Yeah. I want to swim in his stew, if you know what I mean.
I mean, I would do it because like the packaging is so hot, but I would for the first time in like 30 years, I would wear a condom, just not because I wouldn't want his semen on my skin personally.
I would eat her out. She wouldn't even have to wipe.
Wouldn't you have to wipe? Just the dookie like falls right out under your tongue or what?
Exactly. I trust her that much with Peter Stormare.
Look how cool his Mustang is. Like, why did he steal this fucking car? I mean,
they should have fucked in the car.
Yeah, like to showcase the car.
I love that, by the way. That it's like not only is she cheating on him, she's cheating on him at work.
I know. She goes to
every fucking thing that could make you just fucking crush you and shit like that.
She goes to where he works to fuck. I like how she parked on the sidewalk too. That was obviously not a parking lot.
They're not even on the clock. They just went to work to fuck.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
They should have fucked in Henry's office or whatever.
That'd be the best thing to do.
Yeah.
If you were Peter Stormare and you could do that, don't lie.
I mean,
you'd do it.
I mean, I don't think that would be like my kink or whatever. Like to me, just a hot chick is a hot chick. But if you are going to like fuck the guy's wife at the job, why fuck on your desk? Go fuck on his, you know?
Fucking, if you're that much of a Chad, the fucking it would just pay too much to be fucking. You got to be an asshole. Fucking there's nothing else to be if you're Peter Stormare.
I would fuck her in front of the Bruiser sign though, because it's pretty cool how it has like that pink lighting on it. It would look really cool, like fucking in that pink light.
I love seeing him in the boxers. Fucking she walked. Courtney Cox caught him in the act.
Yeah.
2-timing her. Fucking, he was cheating too. Fucking asshole.
Which in what fucking Marvel Comics Multiverse of Madness would fucking Dino Velvet and Courtney Cox get married? Like, how are they ever a happily married couple when just the whole movie he's running around going, I want Jenny, I want to put my fucking salami on the jar. Like, if that guy acted like that all the time, like, how would you even get to, like, the second or third date, let alone marry a fucking person like that?
Okay, does he just have so much money that they put up with it? Is it playing on that too? Fucking
I don't
all the
know.
insecurities. People like fucking she dates the Chad with the fucking the more money, the better car,
The
fucking all that
car.
shit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But it's weird though. Like you know, speaking of these types of like I mean, I don't condone cheating. Obviously, like you know, it's not a good thing to do.
Yeah.
But like, if you're gonna do it, like, I don't understand the women that like they do have to do the disrespectful shit. Like, they have to have like the sex in the same bed she sleeps in her husband. Like, they gotta like do like the extra like pissing on the carpet type fucking finale. Like isn't just getting a new dick enough? You know, because like the only downside to being married forever is like you can't fuck any new people, and it's like, okay, you're getting the dick, you're getting the sex, like whatever it is you want. Like, do you have to be insulting about it at the same time? That's the level like that's actually the real like I don't even think like wanting the new dick is really that deprived, but just like the extra level of like the play acting that goes around it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I wonder how common that is.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I wonder if guys do it too.
I'm sure there's probably fucking like probably their wife is real boring, so like they cheat with like a super slutty floozy, and then they're like, oh fuck you in the minivan, oh fuck you in the house or whatever.
Exactly.
When you can just go to like, I'd rather just go to a strange cheap hotel and spray them on my coom over there. That way I don't have to clean it up. I just leave.
True. True. We just saw him kill the first person.
Yeah.
He killed his wife.
Well, that's not the first person. That's the second person.
Second person.
He killed the maid. Yeah.
I can't see it very well. It's dark.
I can tell.
He's wearing sunglasses in a really dark room right now.
Yeah, in my version, he hasn't killed her yet. He just popped out wearing the sunglasses. But
okay.
I like how he pops out and he says, "What's the matter? Are you shocked by my appearance? Look at me. Look at." Like, he's proud of his cane face in this part.
Exactly. See, my version's the fucking gimped version. I got to get the fucking rated X.
Yeah, the Lions get rated X.
Hell yes. I was surprised. Like, I remember the first time I watched this, and it's probably because I was younger. I was like, I don't remember it being this good. I don't remember it being this.
Well, the first half is great. Yeah, the first half is like really good.
Exactly.
Like, he's actually scary. Like when he's killing people in the beginning.
This is actually this is probably the best Crow sequel.
Yeah, it's probably actually better than the Crow, I would say.
Fucking, it's definitely better than the Eddie Furlong one.
Yeah, like the Eddie Furlong one, like I have the DVD box set of the first three, and I think the Furlong is like part 4, and like I never felt the need to go pick up the part 4. Like,
you know what is the thing is the second movie's so bad too. It's just like,
really, the second one's my favorite one out of all of them.
You think so?
Oh yeah, it's really good.
I remember it not being memorable to me at all.
Yeah, it's got some generic stink. I think the DVD version is like the director's cut, so it's like a little better. It makes a little sense. But they did do a much longer. It was one of those things where Harvey Weinstein was Harvey Scissorhands, and he chopped out like 30 minutes of the story. But like, yeah, like it's pretty fucking cool. I mean, to me, it's the most comic booky feeling one of them all.
If okay, had
like
that,
his wife just got hung on the real version. I keep saying my version, on the real version.
Oh yeah.
On the version that didn't come from fucking Czechoslovakia. We ain't even going to get to talk about the Misfits because by the time I get to it in my cut, like, you'll be fucking when your version ends, I just want you to turn off your microphone. Like, the last 20 minutes of the movie, I'll just be fucking doing it by myself.
You know what's so funny is there's something wrong with my microphone stand and it keeps fucking drifting down, and I was sitting here fucking my head basically in my lap the last 5 minutes watching this video.
Fucking Peter Stormare says, "I want some money. I can't get it up. A fucking salami. Oh, Rosie. Oh my god."
I naturally started gravitating toward my dick. I always try to suck my own dick when I see that scene. I always do it every single time.
Could you imagine, like, you know how there's like plastic surgeon doctors who are like, oh, this guy specializes in giving you a new nose. This guy do breast implants. Imagine if there was a doctor who was like, I just take ribs out so you can suck your own dick.
Hell yeah. They need to make a reality show out of that.
Yeah.
Fucking give that motherfucker a reality
show. Fucking Zaslav would cash in on his junk reality empire with that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Henry, he hears somebody creeping around after he just threw his wife out the window and hung her and shit.
Yep.
And he sees his coworker, he discovers him, and like the guy doesn't know it's Henry because he's the face. Actually, they set it up. He doesn't even really know Henry that well. He just seen him around the office a little bit. But you know, Henry's like, "Oh, I'll spare you, whatever." But then later, Henry's like, "I don't know. I might have to kill this guy so I can get away with all this shit." It's like, dude, it's like once you get on first of all, once you kill your wife, like nobody ever gets away with killing their wife, no matter how good you are at it. Let alone just running around with a white face on, like, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Motherfucker, he can never listen to that Guns N' Roses song again. I used to love her. Remember that song?
Yeah, but he had to kill her. Now, here's the weird part where, like, that split second where he looks in one mirror and part of the mask is ripped off his face, but then he quickly looks in another mirror and he's full cum face again. Like, I never understood what that was supposed to be.
Exactly.
Now, this is where you can tell Peter Stormare is making up all his dialogue as he goes. He's freaking out. The cops are like, sir, did you have anything to do with this woman? He's like, no. Oh. He's like, there's witnesses. They'll tell you I didn't do it. I didn't kill this woman. Look, there's a guy playing the saxophone over there. Oh, my God, he's fucking blind. Oh.
I forgot that happened.
And then later when fucking big cock stud number 3 fucking Tom Atkins shows up and goes like, maybe it was your wife. The dame was hanging around the office while you're fucking this other woman. And he goes, oh, no, Rosie, not my darling Rosie. She would never, you're saying Rosie? Oh, you would never. Like, he's so fucking hysterical. It's like, dude, you're this big cock stud who fucks all these women, like, on tables and shit. Like, do you have any fucking testosterone in your body? Like, why are you fucking so hysterical right now?
It was showing the...
It's like, I'm not kidding. It's literally like some Tommy Wiseau shit in the room where fucking he's going crazy and the girlfriend slaps him and says, why are you so hysterical?
Our boy George Romero was in. He knew it, dude. He fucking, all those Andrew Tates are the most fucking insecure motherfuckers.
I know.
They literally are.
They are. Fucking, if you gotta fucking, like, I mean, if you want to drive it to, like, whatever, like, you drive a Bugatti, like, that's your business. But if you have to brag, like, you teach a course to tell people, like, if you want women, get a Bugatti. Like, I mean.
Oh, look who it is.
Yeah, or big dick Tom Atkins.
He basically shows up playing the same exact character.
He plays it again in that Nicolas Cage movie, Drive Angry, as well.
Yeah, fucking, he played this character in...
What police departments have 80-year-old homicide detectives?
Exactly. All of them.
What's funny, because, like, we were watching Halloween 3, like, when we were on vacation on a hotel room, and Boo said, he's not in Halloween 3, she goes, he's not a cop? I was like, no, he's a doctor. He just wants to solve the mystery of who's making the mask. She's like, that makes no sense. I always thought he was a cop in this movie.
That's so funny. What if he had it in his contract that he couldn't play a cop every single time?
Which is funny because I could be wrong, but I swear to God, I thought I heard an interview with him a long time ago where he said he worked for the Pittsburgh Police Department. I could be wrong, but I thought he did.
Exactly. He just gravitated. Fucking he just looked like a cop.
Because even Night of the Creeps, he played the fucking cop in that. Like I know he just played the drunk alcoholic dad in Creepshow, but like for the most part, outside of Creepshow and Halloween 3, like he always played a cop.
What if he was basically always that friend that people didn't want to talk about doing shady shit around because they always thought he was a cop?
Yeah.
And he realized that. He's like, damn, I do look like a cop. I should go to Hollywood and try to make movies. That's probably what happened.
I feel like Tom Atkins is like, and don't get me wrong, I like the guy. Like, I mean, I'm not shitting on the man's acting talent or anything, but this whole thing about how he's a big fucking stud because he fucked that young girl in Halloween 3, and it's like, that was like one movie out of 20 he did.
Oh, is there some drama going on with him? I didn't even know about it.
Well, no, there's not drama. Just everybody, like, he's like the horror Chuck Norris. Like, they make all these T-shirts that talk about how he's a stud and a heartbreaker and all this shit. It's like, why does he have that reputation for being a stud when, like, in one fake ass movie, he fucked some young girl who may or may not have been a sex robot? We don't even fucking know.
Okay, not even real sex.
Yeah, not even real. What was it? There's on YouTube. There's this shit. I forget what it's called, like Grippy or some shit. And it's basically like a bootleg fleshlight, and they never actually show it on the commercial. But like, I'll be working, I'll have a YouTube video playing, I'll go to the commercial break, and this 5-minute commercial, and they'll show a guy, like they'll be like, they're like, this is Joe, he works for the company, and they just show him from like the chest up, and it's supposed to be like he's whacking off with it. Have you seen this commercial? Yeah, it's so fucking weird.
What's so funny is that I don't remember it. Like, it's vague, and I think I remember it. Like, we're bombarded with that much kind of like weird fucking content on a daily basis now.
So I guess we'll do the first whatever of our Misfits list, because Henry's just cleaning up the crime scene.
He's cleaning out all the cum.
Yeah, all the like, he killed her and the blood was there, but he's not really worried about that. He's worried about the cum. So yeah, like my list is like half Glenn Danzig songs, half Michael Graves songs.
I figured we were only gonna do Danzig.
Well, it makes no sense though, because he's not in the movie.
I know.
Why would we only do Danzig when he's like not in the movie?
Because I figured you're like the hardcore punk rock historian. No. He's not gonna want to do fucking.
No, I got into the Misfits by going to see them when Michael Graves was the singer.
Okay,
that's there. I guess we should talk about first before we talk about our favorite songs. How did we get in the Misfits? I did. It was 1999. I was living on campus, and my boy Phil Dees, who I already knew, he was like, he went to see the Misfits every time they came around, because they always came around once a year, and he went saw Gore every time they came around. So like, me and him went to see the Misfits, and I got into it, and we were just hanging out, a few weeks before the concert, and afterwards we just started listening to Misfits all the time. Mm-hmm. So like, I got into them by going to see them live, and they were awesome, and wanting to hear the old songs, of course. And this was when I saw them, it was 99, so it was when Famous Monsters was coming out. I don't even know if it was out the first time I saw it. I know it was out the second time I saw them, but yeah, and like at that time, the song that actually got me into the Misfits was actually "Where Eagles Dare." But I was just like hanging out with Phil Dees, and we'd be always in his car and shit, listening to shit. So I was like, in my early 20s or whatever, in college. Like, how about you? When did you get into Misfits?
Fucking, I think probably like 6th or 7th grade, and it was probably like the Jackass soundtrack.
Oh yeah, Hybrid Moments probably.
Yeah, which is one of my favorite songs.
Yeah, it is a fucking awesome song.
It's fucking it seemed like it was kind of it's not one that gets mentioned a lot.
No,
it's not one that comes to mind right away.
If you're gonna scream with me.
Oh yeah.
Like this. Yeah, it didn't make my list, but a song there's a billion songs that this list was hard to make. Like, I could make a top 50 fucking Misfit songs, but like the Bruiser song, they made a few songs for this. Like Michael Graves wrote one called "Fiend Without a Face," which I think that's what the movie should have been called, "Fiend Without a Face," not fucking Bruiser. It just sounds like it's such a classic horror thing. And then Jerry Only wrote one called "Bruiser," and like, yeah, I really like Bruiser, like the lyrics and just the way it sounds. It has the modern kind of rolling fucking guitar riff sound that I really liked of that later era Misfits.
Oh yeah, fucking our boy what did he call himself? Fucking his name's Doyle.
Doyle Wolfgang Frankenstein.
Yeah, I was like, what do you call himself? Wolfgang?
I have the doll from the 90s. I never got the Jerry Only one, but they made a Jerry Only doll and a Doyle Wolfgang doll, and I got the Doyle Wolfgang one. He was my favorite member of the Misfits. I like how cool he looked when he was playing guitar.
Fucking, he hit those strings super fucking hard.
Yeah, and banged on them and shit.
Yeah.
So I mean, my top 10 of Misfits songs is really not in order, and it's like, if I really thought about it, I could do whatever, but swap different ones in and out. But number 10, this is kind of like a nostalgic thing, because this was, I don't know if it still is, but at the time I got in the Misfits, Phil Dees, this was his favorite Misfits song, and like I got into it too. But number 10, I got "Ghouls Night Out."
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
What do you got on your list? Name one of yours.
Fucking mine's not in order either. Fucking
Yeah, it's impossible to.
I love Last Caress.
Oh yeah.
That's fucking one that
I
people
got something to say. Doom,
fucking.
doom, doom.
My favorite part of that song is the last part.
One last caress. One last caress today.
He just fucking. He's doing his fucking. He's basically bootleg Elvis.
Yeah, he is.
Pretty much, but fucking it's cool. But like fucking you see that video that dropped recently of Elvis talking to somebody backstage, and he's like fucking somebody had a camcorder and he was like, "Oh, that lady get good head."
I did. That's fucking hilarious.
Let me tell you, that lady get good head.
Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, they're really good head.
Fucking now, all the Elvis impersonators can't be saying that whenever they're doing their impersonation. That lady get good head.
I want to get good head.
Oh, she get good head, bud.
Number 9. This is my favorite song off the American Psycho, the comeback album. "Dig Up Her Bones." I really like that song, like the way the guitar riff is, and the what do you call it, the chorus where he's like, "Is it the way back out or the way back in?" And just like it's just a cool fucking song.
Exactly. Fucking that's a fun one. Fucking, I can't get on my own.
So yeah, it's like every time I hear that shit, it's just like fuck, it's so good.
You just remember the '80s and fucking hanging out back in the day, going to school, fucking Halloween time, getting your fucking trick or treat shit going.
Well, that's not even '80s. That's like mid '90s when that song came out.
Fucking okay. I'm retarded.
Why are you so high?
Exactly. Why?
Why do you snort dry cum before we record?
Exactly. It's the only way I can fucking get in the zone now. I'm just technically this is me on Adderall too. I'm fucking I
really?
might fucking I found out I had ADHD and all that.
Like
shit.
recently?
I did.
How did that come about? Because you were studying for school and it was like hard or what?
I was fucking basically I realized all the shit that I was there from the beginning, but I didn't notice. Like fucking sitting there for hours, not being able to focus on the shit.
Is that why you always thought you were like slightly autistic? Is that what it was?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Fucking shit like that. Shit
That's
like
weird.
that. It's like that has similar things and all this shit. You're fucking cross-referencing. You're getting on fucking internet MD or whatever and fucking diagnosing yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I might have to go get a prescription for it because like I can't fucking concentrate on work anymore. I'm so bored with it.
Exactly.
So what's the next one you got on your list, BB?
Fucking let me look for one to say. Fucking I love fucking Queen Wasp Go. The Queen Wasp Go. Oh.
Is that one of the Earth AD songs or whatever?
It's one of the Earth AD songs.
Yeah. Those I like that. I don't dislike that album, but like those songs they kind of all blend together to me. Like
they're not as fun and cartoonish and it's more of a thrashy.
Yeah, I wonder who got into that, because Danzig claimed to always be the main songwriter and shit, but I wonder why they went in that direction, who pushed that musical direction, because when Danzig started Sam Hain after the Misfits broke up, he kind of went back to more old school Misfits sound.
He did. I remember hearing in an interview that he said basically that was him trying to breathe the last dying breath in the band. He's fucking, he didn't like the direction they were going. He's fucking, we're gonna try to save it with this. Maybe he didn't like the cartoony direction, but it's fucking it's
cartoony direction's what's caused. We when I say there's not a whole lot, Henry dumped the maid's body in the thing, and now he's trying to go to Dino Velvet's house to warn Rosie because the cops are going to try to pin the murders on her for some reason. And literally, I'm not kidding. There was a scene of Peter Stormare on the toilet taking a shit and snorting cocaine at the same time. That was an actual scene in this movie.
What a fucking king.
Yeah, I thought he said this, but I'm seeing it with the subtitles now. When Big Dick Tom Atkins comes to the question, Dino Velvet, he says, the whole bang Kentucky, I don't put the salami in the chickies, if you know what I mean. I was just he's just I mean, I guess it's appropriate because he's supposed to literally just have taken a shit and snorted some coke, but he just spouting nonsense at this fucking point in the movie. He's like so incoherent.
He blew himself highly regarded. You know what I mean?
He did.
Exactly.
Let's see.
Fucking, we didn't mention yet that our boy, he's now going undercover. He's fucking, he put on a baseball cap to try to kind of shield his face.
Yeah, he painted his face like cream colored, like skin colored, but it looks weird.
He tried to put fucking makeup on like a woman wears makeup, the skin foundation.
Yeah.
And he tried to put it on over his makeup, and now he just looks fucking insane.
Yeah, he looks even crazier than when he hit a white cum face.
Exactly. That stands out more. It looks literally like you're wearing peanut butter on your face, you fucking idiot. Why'd you do that?
Then he becomes peanut butter face.
Fucking moron. Yeah. I hate this motherfucker. I'm starting to really despise this main character now. I don't like him anymore.
Well, this is kind of when the movie starts falling apart a little bit. Is like they're like the cops are questioning fucking Dino Velvet's wife and shit, and like it all sounds like improvised dialogue. Like it's not really strong. It's not really focused, and it's just like, and then like Romero let them like say all these like 1940 words like dame and all this, like it just comes off as like really fucking phony and like
I noticed he called her a dame here. I was like, fucking, that stood out. Like,
I know.
That's a dame.
Yeah.
We don't know. That could be a dame.
It could be a dame in the fucking photo. But yeah, like the police have the video footage, so they see he does have a real cam face.
Yeah. So basically, they're implying that fucking like he's basically it's gonna take him a little longer now because they thought like, oh, it's a guy who's got his face painted. Oh, that could be a woman. We don't know.
And it doesn't.
They're buying our boy time.
Maybe that's why the chick has Courtney Cox has such chopped off hair to make it seem like, oh, like the Bruiser guy could be like anybody, a woman or whatever.
I guess if you want to believe that like the face, the white face, isn't actually there, it could be in his mind. Maybe we're just seeing it from the movies. Maybe they still don't see any of that. He looks like Ben Stiller there.
He does.
Something about him right there, fucking. But Ben Stiller's cool.
The next song on my list is old school. I like Teenagers from Mars. I like the opening guitar riff and the chorus. Teenagers from Mars, and we don't care. Teenagers from Mars, and we don't care. We don't care. We don't fucking care.
We don't care. We don't care.
How come there's not more like bands that like when they record their albums now they just don't fucking sing like that? Like one take, get it done. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Just fucking all in there together.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop Bullet, baby.
Oh yeah, Bullet. I was really into Bullet. Like the opening of that song is so fucking good.
Fucking it kicks major ass. Mm-hmm. And the fucking single cover for that.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah.
They took a picture of fucking JFK and put the fucking blood or whatever behind it. It's like fucking, how do you do that? How you get away with that? They did it.
I used that in one of my early student films during a chase scene, and it worked very good. That song, like a foot chase scene. We were chasing each other around. But that song, it starts out talking about Kennedy getting his head shot from the sniper and shit. But then it takes an oddly weird turn about halfway through with the lyrics, which I think that's the real reason why you like that song, right?
That is my favorite part of the song, actually. I like the first part, but I like that part more, where he just goes on the weird sex fantasy.
Yeah, about Jackie Onassis. And he says, you gotta suck, Jackie, suck. He says something about the desert, and he says, my cum will be your life source.
I want that tattooed on my body.
What, my cum will be your life source?
My cum will be your life source. And the only way to get it
is to suck.
Oh, fuck.
Masturbate me.
Masturbate me.
Fucking great lyric. Like, Glenn Danzig he is a Rhodes Scholar for writing that shit.
What's funny too is if I listen to that song like at work and it's on the radio.
Yeah.
It's like, do they notice he says masturbate me? Because it's like I think I did. Like everything else is kind of hard to make out what he's saying because it's just like you don't understand. Like it's like you got to read the lyrics to really know that shit.
I know.
But like masturbate me sticks out like a sore thumb.
I mean, my cum will be your life source is pretty blatant.
You think so?
Yeah, it's like, my cum will be your life source. Like, it gets mumbly after that, but yeah, he says my cum will be your life source pretty fucking clear.
Well, it's gotta be Mumbly because he's doing the Elvis voice, baby.
Yeah, he does.
She gets good head.
American Nightmare was the one where he really went full Elvis, I think.
What a king. That's on my list.
Is it? Awesome. Next one on my list is I'm doing this in the dark, so I gotta keep pulling out my phone. Is this is one like this is the one I've kind of got into more recently, even though it's old as shit. I mean, I always liked it, but I really got into now. But number 7, Skulls.
Hell yeah.
And it's like I like it because it's one of those ones that's so simple, but I really like the beginning part, and then like the rest of the song doesn't sound anything like it. Where he's like, "It's all hang out, body and lives. Well, that was so surprising. Road drives like devil's rain. We'll bathe tonight." And then it just like goes into the rest of the song, which sounds nothing like the intro. Which I think that's cool. Like when a song does that.
Exactly. Fucking, they're getting all progressive with their shit. Fucking, going through journeys.
I know.
They're like Tool now.
Like in the 2000s, that Franz Ferdinand song, "Take Me Out Tonight." Like I never liked them, and I don't even like the majority of the song. But I like the intro to that song. Every time I heard the intro, like the beginning of that song on the radio, I was like, "Oh, this is going to be a cool fucking song." And then it just stops and gets real repetitive and stupid.
Squat, squat.
Yeah,
squat,
yeah. Like it's cool. It's like
squat,
the way it starts out is like, and if you love me, we'll say, but then all of a sudden it goes, take me out, and it gets like real fucking cartoony and lame.
Fucking, it started out like more fucking theater rock. Like fucking, he was the Killers or something over here.
Like it started cool, like it had testosterone, and then it had lots of estrogen at the end.
It sprouted titties.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So I guess we'll go halfway through our Misfits list. We should say too, he's getting revenge on the guy, his friend, who stole all his money from him. And it's pretty clear cut. It's like he's actually using a gun. He's threatening them and shit, and he shoots him in the leg. And then the guy has a gun in his briefcase, and they shoot at each other, but he kills his friend. But we'll go halfway through our Misfits list, and we'll put it away, and then we'll finish it up at the end during the end credits or something.
It is very much like a fucking classic revenge kind of like.
Yeah. It's literally like The Crow.
Yeah, it was the fucking that was the Crow joke. Fucking I was gonna make the point that like I never thought that any of the Crow sequels lived up to the first one.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it was so easy to say this is my favorite Crow sequel. And I think if they marketed it as a Crow sequel, like if they put it out in Canada as like Crow, Vengeance.
Crow Rebirth, because he's reborn with a white face instead of the clown makeup.
Exactly.
I thought the Crow shit was funny that like because that was very specific like of the guy in the first movie, and like they kept like writing their way like really bizarre to explain the clown makeup. So like the first one, it's like what was his album cover, or like he had that mask hanging in his apartment. That's why he painted himself like that. And then the second one, they're like, oh, the little girl from the first movie, she's here now, and she just thinks that any crow that comes back should have this paint. So then she paints it. And then the third one, the guy got killed in an electric chamber, so like, he didn't actually have makeup on. He had scars on his face from the electric chair, on it, like the mask. And then I can't remember how Eddie Furlong explained his crow makeup, but it was more and more ever-reaching horse shit as the series went on.
If I ever make one, it's going to be that he's like a Bozo the Clown type of guy at a kids show.
Yeah, and he has like a red wig that like comes out the sides.
Exactly. Then you just get to, or he's a juggalo. Then you just get to call him a clown.
Like I guess they never had the balls to do it, but how come they just didn't do one like about a woman who got like gang raped and murdered? Because that seems like that would be like the most classic revenge story of all the like revenge movies, like Spit on Your Grave type things. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Those classic revenge films.
Yeah.
Fucking, and the Death Wish films. They always raped his daughter or his wife. That was always like the worst
what's weird
thing.
to think about? Like, you know how like when you're a kid and like you'll jerk off to like anything sexual on TV because like you don't have access to porn, so any like movie. Because I remember like me and my buddies, like we didn't like sit around and jerk off to it, but we would constantly sneak out and like somebody on VHS had the movie Stripes, and there's like a scene where they're spying on the female cadets, and like they have big soapy tits in the shower. So like we didn't stroke off, and like we weren't like that like borderline gay or anything, but like. But you know how like when you're a kid and you're by yourself and just anything sexual on TV you would like whack off to, like it's kind of frightening, but for some kid somewhere, like when Death Wish or something was on and those rapes, like it was like probably like the only thing they had to jerk off to. That's fucking disturbing.
I would just not jack off if that was all I had to get off to.
Well,
What's funny though?
Yeah.
What's
like, well,
funny
maybe
though
you
is,
could like pause it and just see the boob, but like try to not pretend like a rape was going on.
like that's what's so funny is like when you're a kid, like porn was hard to get,
Yeah,
so like you would literally like anything you had. Like if you had, I remember like fucking Titanic, the ending of tape number 1, and then you just rewind it a little bit.
Yeah.
It was that was something to go to.
At least James Cameron was keen enough to leave it towards the end of the tape, so you kind of knew where it was. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
We're talking over the part where our guy's getting a blowjob in the pool, and you can't see anything on my copy.
Yeah, you're way ahead of me. To me, he just got out of the police station, the witness guy that he worked with.
Okay.
Yeah. And like also too, like the newspaper like gets a still of his white face and they put out Faceless. Like that would have been another good title for the movie. Faceless instead of Bruiser.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, this girl's really talented. She's in the hot tub giving the guy a blowjob underwater. And I've heard of women that could do this, but I don't even know how they would do it. Like maybe it's just like an urban myth, or maybe no woman can really do it. But if a woman could actually give you a blowjob underwater, that's pretty amazing. That like you could like suck and like not breathe in any water. You know what I mean?
Fucking, is that just like a weird fantasy that they like?
Yeah, I wouldn't even want that. Like really?
Yeah, it was like I'm pretty sure that wouldn't feel good or be possible, because it's like they have to breathe.
Wouldn't it be funny if the guy was like, "This doesn't even feel good," and he's like, "Move out of the way," and he just fucking went and stuck his dick in like the jets of the hot tub.
Fucking the pressure of the water just shooting into his fucking dick hole at 180 miles per hour.
I've never done it because the only time I've only been in a hot tub like once or twice, like on vacation, like in public. But I've heard kids and I've heard people say that like guys would just stick their dicks in the jet, like push their hard dick into like the jet, and like it's pushing out on you. So it's like I don't know what it really feels like, but like I don't think it will feel like a blowjob because it's not a suction; it's just like pushing or whatever. But like I heard of fuckers doing that.
I remember when I was a kid, I took a cup of water while I was taking a bath and poured it directly on my pee hole, and fucking I stared at it while it was happening, and my pee hole opened up, and it looked like fucking the abyss, like it was just a big black dot, and it like fucking blew my mind. I never did that again.
You're too scared. You're afraid you're gonna open up a portal to another dimension with a fucking hole in your dick.
What's funny is I was a kid, it probably didn't even open up that much, but it just seemed like fucking super shocking as a kid. We're talking over the parts where he's caressing fucking war paint onto his face.
Yeah.
You know what I was going to mention?
The best acting, though, is that chick, the model in the hot tub, when she saw the bruiser standing nearby, she stands up and she goes, "Come here and come take a look, you pervert, because pretty soon you're going to have to pay to see me on the cover of a magazine." Like, this is like the fucking worst acting I've ever fucking heard.
I don't remember it.
So fucking bad.
You know what I was gonna mention? Whenever he had like just like the skin tone face going on, he was doing skin tone face from the side because it was like real super dark, and he just shot the guy, and he was kind of like backing up. He looked just like fucking our boy Kevin Bacon did in Hollow Man when he had the weird skin tone shit on his face.
Yeah. He put like a rubber mask on that. It was a skin tone. Yeah.
What do you think of Hollow Man?
I think it's really good. Like I saw it in the theater. I bought the DVD. I watched it. Back in the DVD era, I watched it a bunch of times. I remember
it's so fun. Yeah.
This is kind of funny too. There was a girl when I worked at the video store. There was a girl that worked there, and like everybody was trying to get her or whatever. And like and she came over to my house a few times where there's like groups of people, and I got her to come over this one time, just me and her. And it was like she totally like sat on the opposite side of the room, which was fine, like whatever. I mean, she came over to my house to watch a movie. Like I didn't, fucking like if something was gonna happen, it was gonna happen, but it didn't, whatever. But we went to like my bedroom and to like where my DVD rack was, and like I don't know how we like whatever, but I had that DVD and that's what we picked out to watch. Like me, I mean, I wouldn't call her a stranger because like I knew her, but me and this girl who were like, I mean, we were flirting all the time, but like what I didn't know at the time was I didn't actually have a chance. because she was more interested in going on dates with our married boss. But I'll save that for another fucking thing.
Oh, no.
So, and then I had problems at work because she was telling him that she was going over to my house to make him jealous, where like I actually never had a fucking chance, and so she used me to make my married boss jealous, which is just fucking like stupid. And then me and him had problems, and we almost fucking got in a fight over it. But anyway, like, yeah, we fucking watched that movie together alone in my house at like 10 o'clock at night. And the scene came on where Kevin Bacon turns invisible so he can rape a woman. It was Rona Mitra, but so he could rape a woman. And then I remember that girl being like, oh, gross. Like, why we watch this? Like, whatever. I was like, I don't know. Like, you know what I mean?
It wasn't super awkward.
It kind of was, but I was just like, because she was like so far away from like where I was sitting. Like she, like my living room at the time was a couch, which is like a 3-seater couch. So she could have sat at like one end of the couch, and I could have sat at, but she chose to sit in the like chair that was across the thing. So I was just kind of like, I think it would be awkward if we were sitting like right next to each other, and like, you know, like I was getting horny during the rape, but I mean, she was so far away. I just looked at her and shrugged, like, what are you gonna do? It's a movie, you know what I mean? Like I didn't say this is a movie I've watched 10 times and this is my favorite scene.
Did you literally feel like back when you were a kid and you were watching a movie and a sex scene came on with your parents standing right there?
Not, I don't know. I mean, granted, I'm trying to remember from like 20 years ago, because like, you know, like this was a chick I was trying to get with, but I wasn't like into her. Like I liked her, she was fun, but like I kind of thought she was like maybe slutty. I wasn't really sure, so I was like, I wasn't really like emotionally into her, so I was just kind of more just like whatever happens here, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So yeah, like I wasn't like nervous, like if I was like on a date with somebody like I really fucking liked, you know what I mean? And like that was like the first time, whatever. But I mean, she was cool and everything. Like the only thing she did that wasn't cool was she told my boss about that shit, which like, you know, like I mean, if she wanted to go fuck our married boss, like that was her business. I don't care, but like she kind of used me in that way. And like when that happened and that caused that problem at work, and like we like literally, because me and him were cool. And like then we started competing for her, and it was weird. That was one of the weirdest things I've ever been in, because like the thing that sucked is like I had all that drama kind of, and like I got nothing out of it, like nothing. Yeah,
fucking life. This is the kind of shit you learn throughout life, and then this movie's better.
Yeah, like because actually maybe Bruiser was out already that time. I can't remember exactly, but I was like, yeah, if I just would have watched Bruiser, I would have known. Like, don't end up like Henry, just fucking paint my face white.
You're gonna wake up tomorrow with
and then I'll be teaching all these fucking bitches.
Exactly. You're gonna wake up tomorrow covered in cum, and then like, it would have been. Now that I'm thinking about it, it would have been better if he got a big cock from the fucking
from the power or the shit.
From the What is the fucking? What is it? We're seeing fucking Chomby from Pee-wee's Big Adventure, or fucking the show.
Not yet.
Okay.
But yeah, Jambi, or what his name is, like, Jambi. Did you notice, like, that's the guy who played the butcher zombie in Land of the Dead, and then he also played one of, like, the people in the mall in the Dawn of the Dead remake. So that fucking dude, like, he's making tons of money off of George Romero related shit.
Exactly.
His name's like Tucker or something. I can't remember what his last name is, like Tucker Barnhart or some bullshit.
Jambi, I think I heard he died recently, didn't he?
Oh, the real Jambi? No, I didn't know. I didn't hear. Yeah. I know Pee Wee Herman died.
Yeah.
It was weird too, because I just watched a brand new movie, like a new Hulu movie that had Pee Wee Herman. I was like, when did they make this fucking movie? I thought he died.
Fucking when I watched it last night, I was like, that's fucking Jambi. And fucking my version, the background is just as dark as it was on his little TV when it showed his face.
Yeah, that's how it was. Like you literally didn't see shit during that part before Jambi opened up the truck. The people are supposed to be like in the dark; they can't see.
Mm-hmm.
Like even my version, that was like so dark.
Are you seeing Jambi now?
Yeah, Jambi's like taking the tit eyeglasses off that weird costume.
That's right where I was. I'd like to pause it right when I can see titties. Anyway.
Yeah. And then Jambi's going to get stabbed here, and then he's going to shoot fake blood all over these people's Halloween costumes and ruin them. Yeah, Jambi just got stabbed right now. It was a good reaction, though, when he got stabbed.
And then we're like, holy shit, that zombie's super Chad. And then we realize that's Peter Stormare.
Yeah.
This movie takes place on Halloween, and the third act is a Halloween. Did they mention it being close to Halloween or
They
anything?
never did, never. And the movie's like so sunny. There was never any Halloween like, whatever decorations anywhere. And like I saw that because I always assumed it was Halloween too. Because I don't even know if they do talk about it being Halloween. I think this just might be a weird costume party. But like I was just thinking like this movie would have been better if like they would have done it like like a Halloween movie, like how they can never find Michael Myers because everybody's running around the town wearing Michael Myers masks. Like it would have been cooler if like the whole movie would have like instead of all the middle part of the movie where they're just like running around and he's hiding bodies and the cops are looking for him. Like if it was like happening on Halloween night and the cops were chasing him and like they could never catch him because everybody was like in a similar mask. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It like it does. It seems like that's probably why I thought like there must have been some kind of story with like reshoots or something because it's just like it kind of seems like the tone almost changes.
Yeah, it gets really goofy during the Halloween party segment.
He's walking around. For some reason, when I watched this movie the other night, and I swear to God, this actually happened. The scene whenever he's in the house and the dog is there, whenever his wife is around walking with her boobies, and fucking he's hiding, and the dog sees him and almost gives him away by barking.
I know.
For some reason, I was thinking that like, oh yeah, he takes that dog with him, and it's like a sidekick to the rest of the movie. And like I remember like the part with the Misfits, he's using the dog to help him.
That would have been fucking awesome. No, yeah, we're finally seeing the Misfits. We also see George Romero's daughter, Tina. She's one of the dancers. She's like the more Egyptian dressed one, her costume.
Fucking one of these dancers with their titties out.
Yeah.
Fucking,
and like everybody's like eating like plastic eyeballs too at this party.
What do you think that was like? Was that like a fucking Dario Argento type of situation going on with our boy? George?
I don't think so because it's pretty innocent compared to the shit Dario would do. I think his daughter was probably just teenage daughter at the time, so he couldn't stop her from being naked. I don't think he was like demanding it happen the way Dario does.
Exactly.
And yeah, and then his wife at the time comes by when and it's also too is like it's a Halloween party, like everybody's getting drunk and like fucking Tom Atkins really shows his age. She's like, "What's the fuck's wrong with these people?" And George Romero's wife walks by with a fucking bird cage on her head and goes, "What's the fucking wrong with you people?" Like it's just this is where the movie gets super fucking corny. Like I would have cut like half these fucking lines out at the beginning of this party. Like it's just not necessary and stupid.
This weird comedic character that's running the projector. Or whatever it is.
He's like a stoner you would see in like a road trip movie or something.
Exactly. Are you seeing him yet?
No, not yet. Like I know it's coming up soon, but like yeah.
Oh yeah.
If you want to pause it, I'll let you know when he's coming. Oh okay, yeah. He's walking in to just talk to him for the first time right now.
Yeah. This is my favorite character in the movie. I think they should have cast Pauly Shore.
Oh, could you imagine? He probably would have come did it too. Like it would have been a good fucking. Like,
you could have just stopped. He would have come.
Yeah,
he would have got called to be in Bruiser back in that.
But the point of this scene, they established there's this part of the lighting show is a super hot laser, hotter than the sun, and like
hell yeah. It is a weird thing too. Like fucking, they got this weird laser at a concert. Fucking that can just kill. It's so hot it can shear through people. Yeah. Maybe they do. I don't know.
That would be cool. I guess since this is a Misfits podcast, we should talk about like when they first come into the party, they're playing I think "Scream," the Misfits song, which is an awesome fucking song. And like like this is where like the movie gets heat with me. There's like a fake member of the Misfits that's like not really dressed up like a Misfit playing guitar, and then a guy jumps on stage and this fake Misfit guy starts fighting with him, and like. It's just like the lamest fucking shit. Like, and it goes on forever. These fake wrestlers doing this shit to each other. I get it's part of the show, but like, I don't know. Like, you could at least put a fucking skull makeup on the guy if you want to try to pretend like he was in the Misfits. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It does. What if like fucking? What if they made a really great movie? Like, what was that movie where the kids want to go see the band and then like fucking
Detroit Rock City? Yeah.
Or no, the fucking the horror one where it's like the fucking the parents are like, "Fuck, we don't want them there," and then they're there and they see that it's like, "Oh, they're okay," and then they leave, and then they demon out. And they're
Oh
fucking
yeah, the black roses or whatever.
black
Yeah.
roses. What
Dude,
if that?
here's the bad CGI. Now, George's youngest son, I guess, Andrew Romero, comes in and he's like dressed up and like he's got this staff with this light on. It's just supposed to be, even in the movie, it's just supposed to be a flashlight, and he's shining on people saying "dead, dead," and then like the people working the party grab those people and like take them away to do whatever. It's just like some Halloween Horror Nights type shit. But fucking George Romero, I remember on this commentary track, he was so like amazed that his son could be in this movie shining this flashlight. But it's not even a flashlight; like it's just a stick, and they CGI'd in the flashlight, and it looks so fucking bad. That light, oh my god! It's like what are we watching now? Fucking Looney Tunes? This is so goofy.
It's such a weird thing to use CG to do, rather than
so
just
fucking
having.
weird. I never understood it at all. And they even talk. I think I'm pretty sure on the commentary even say, "Oh, and by the way, that light is not even coming out of the stick." I was like, "No shit, it looks fucking terrible. It looks so fucking awful."
He has to pretend so that all the people that listen to the commentary that worked on it,
like we're not barfing by fucking
they don't get really upset. Wouldn't that be bad if like people were talking?
He doesn't want to hurt the CGI people's feelings. Is that what it is?
I guarantee that's why he didn't want to say it. I guarantee it. This has a very like remember that scene from Spider-Man, Sam Raimi Spider-Man, where he goes in and the place is on fire and he's running around going, "Where are you?" He's yelling, but his like fucking mask isn't bobbing. Like he's not making any syllables. Remember that where they're like, to count how many syllables you put your fucking hand up to the bottom of your mouth. I can't count those syllables on that motherfucker.
Yeah, what was the thing with counting syllables? Why did that ever matter? I remember that part of that as being school.
You got to know how many syllables are in words so that whenever you're rapping, you can fucking that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Fucking.
If you want to grow up to be fucking Ice-T, you got to know how many syllables fit in a line of Original Gangster.
Exactly. Fucking that. Would you fucks with Ice-T?
Oh yeah, Ice-T was my favorite rapper for a long time.
Oh yeah.
We should do one of his movies, and then we can Surviving the Game, and then we can tell our top 10 Ice-T movies or
Surviving
songs or whatever. This is weird too, because like everybody's like running around trying at this party. The cops, everybody's running around trying to find Bruiser here, Henry, and like it's like the most like fucking lame chase. Like everybody's just stumbling through the dark. Like where is he? Where is he?
Pretty much.
And you're lucky that you had the dark version, because I can clearly tell Tom Atkins' fucking gun is made out of plastic here.
And it does. It has like kind of a very like fucking low budget, like fucking this was probably like shot in one day, the whole third act.
Yeah, it's like super improvised and not. Oh, here's the CGI bat that flies it toward the camera. There's a couple of them, and they look so fucking fake.
I wonder like fucking I wonder if there is any like is there much trivia about this movie at all?
Not really. Like I remember reading about this, and like because this couldn't get distribution, nobody wanted to put it out, like in theaters and shit, which I can totally understand why. But I mean, I like it, but like I'm just saying it wouldn't make money if they would have put it out.
Yeah.
Like Lionsgate should have put it out in the theaters just for like a week or something, but like they didn't. But yeah, like there's like the funny part here too. Like I can't remember which part it is, but there's a part where like the Misfits are thrashing on stage, but the song in this movie is playing is "Fiend Without a Face," so it's like this slow ass song, and you keep seeing them in the background. I think it was actually earlier. Oh yeah, they're actually playing Bruiser now, so they're actually rocking. But before, when Tom Atkins was like walking around the crowd, like you hear the song is like "Fiend Without a Face," and then you see Michael Graves jumping up and down, going fucking headbanging. It was so fucking bad editing. But
I don't think I noticed.
It's really like when we're done, go back and fucking see it. It's so fucking ridiculous.
I feel that might be one of those things that my brain has just learned to forgive and just not notice, like because I know fucking editing movies. They always
continuity and shit. Yeah,
they always fuck shit like that up.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, there's just on a technical, like what I was gonna say earlier is like on a storyline wise, like everything that happens at this party. Like if you read it in the script, be like, okay, it's cool. He's going around, he's setting the party up. He's basically setting up Peter Stormare to kill him in front of the whole audience. Like, that's a good fucking idea. That's like a good Phantom of the Opera type fucking idea, which is kind of what they're paying homage to here with the third act. But it's like, there's so much improvised feeling horseshit that goes on leading up to it. And then when he does kill Peter Stormare, like, it's so like anticlimactic. It just happens like out of nowhere, and then that's it. It's like,
yeah, and fucking it just seems like poorly executed or fucking it just kind of falls flat.
And
like
even the Misfits, I mean, the Misfits wrote 2 songs for this fucking movie. And, like, the way the songs are, like, you could have just had the you know, because they're playing in the concert or whatever, like, the party. Like, you could have just had that music playing in the background when, like, Henry was up in the booth and, like, you know, walking through the shadows and shit. Like, you could have totally done all that and done it in an atmospheric way. I mean, you kind of hear it, like, just slightly under the soundtrack, like, it's in a distance away from the party. But, like, you could have actually, like, incorporated it, like, as score and, like, gave the movie some mood instead of just fucking have Tom Atkins walking around with a plastic gun and CGI bats flying by his head. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because of how dark it is, I couldn't tell it's a plastic gun.
It's so plastic. It looks like those weird, like, cake competition shows, how they make shit look like real life objects, but they make it as cakes. That's what it looked like he was fucking holding.
The thing is like, it seems like whenever they started, like, whenever they started kind of shooting movies in Canada as a way to kind of save money, like there was like a new learning curve.
Yeah.
That, like, fucking they had to get used to, like, there was a period of time where you could always tell, like, when a movie was one of those movies.
And that's what this movie suffered. And I would say really just like that the last act suffers from it. Like, the middle part gets a little draggy where there's like scenes that really could have been cut out or at least changed because they don't add much value. But it's really the third part, like what you're saying, like it just has the stink of Canada all over it, which I don't understand because, I mean, if you know how to fucking make a movie, it shouldn't matter like what fucking country you're actually physically filming it in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wonder if it was like a way they were lighting or shooting, or the lenses they were using. It was weird. They always had a look.
It did, just like European films always had a look. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is weird because, I mean, especially, like, I could kind of see that during the 90s or 80s, but, like, during the 2000s, or, I mean, this movie came out 2000, so I guess technically this is a late 90s movie, but they should have been able to finish it in a way where, like, on a technical level, there should have been no, but I know exactly what you mean. The cinematography is exactly the fucking same in every Canadian shot movie from back then. And this movie, like, this movie doesn't have a low budget feel in terms of, like, the camera moves and the shot composition. It's just, like, again, like, I would love to see a Blu-ray that's properly color time and shit. But really, the lasers and shit in this third act, and maybe it's just because I'm watching it on fucking DVD, but, like, it just has this hazy, cheap look to it.
Yeah.
And, like, especially here where I guess we should explain the big, like, finale of the movie. He has Peter Stormare get raised up on wires in front of the crowd, and he tells him, "Oh, it's part of the big show, boss, and you're going to love it." And then he takes that super bright laser, and first he burns his dick off, and then he just shoots it, like, straight into his forehead. So, like, the laser beam literally goes in and, like, you know, destroys Peter Stormare's fucking brain.
We needed to, like, this needed to be the scene where, like, fucking he's like a puppet for us to fucking lay all that shit on, because it's like the movie's like, fuck, we gotta hate this guy, we gotta be on your side when you get that revenge, baby. And it just kind of happens super quick. It's not,
it's too quick. Like there's so much horseshit of people walking around this party going, "Hey, this is a weird party, these people are," like, there's more shots of the fake wrestler guys beating each other up and jumping off stage and doing acrobatics than there was actually the villain of the movie getting killed. Like, it felt really unbalanced.
You need them to be able to talk to each other, and like, fucking that needs to happen in a quiet. Like, it can't happen with, like, you know, all that shit going on. That's fucking, there's some shit they need to get off their chests first. Almost.
And, like, the one thing is, like, once he kills Peter Stormare, he gets his face back. Somebody's like, "Hey, Henry." He's like, "What, you recognize me? You see me? You see my face?" And, like, this is, like, kind of over the top acting, but I like it. I think this is the kind of, like, level over the top that actually kind of works for this type of film.
Mm-hmm. And the motherfucker, he's got his face back. They put his face back on.
Like, they took his face off and they put his face back. And then it's, like, has this weird ending where all of a sudden the cops are, like, really dumb and, like, they can't catch him even though he's right there.
Exactly.
I never fucking understood it, to be honest with you.
like most movies, the cops are talking to each other and actually able to hear each other in this loud ass club with music going.
Yeah.
You gotta do shit like that.
Yeah.
You gotta do shit like that.
Yeah, apparently, like, it gets confusing because Rosie puts the mask on and, like, Tom Atkins like, who do I shoot, the man or the woman? I don't know. Who is it? Like, it's just really fucking goofy ending.
Fucking, I didn't even think about that before. That it might have just been an Eyes Wide Shut type of fucking like costume party. Well, they weren't having sex though. Fuck, I don't know why. I guess Eyes Wide Shut made me think like fucking it could have just been. Maybe it wasn't Halloween at all. I like the idea of thinking that this is a Halloween movie though.
Yeah, like it really could, like a good Halloween night. And then they bring down Peter Stormare, and somebody's like, "Oh shit, this guy's dead!" And like for some reason, like George Romero's daughter gets fired as a dancer by a zombie, and I was just like, that was like an extra shot just to get your daughter in the movie for like 1 second more.
Exactly. I noticed while they were panning through, fucking he walks over there. He's like, let me and like if you listen and like I listened to it on my computer and one of the earphones, you could still hear his dialogue. He was still talking after he was off camera.
Right.
And like fucking, that's how you know like this movie. Like if I would have made this movie, he would have stopped talking as soon as he walked off camera. Fucking somebody was better than me to know like fucking you give him a couple more lines. And I appreciate shit like that.
Yeah. And I hear Tom Atkins, oh, he got me. He got away good. We'll find him eventually, though. It's my job. But it's just like, what is this corny fucking shit? You were the worst fucking detective in the world. Fucking, all you want to do is walk around and say dame over and over. I like to say, lady, I've been skunked here tonight, so why don't you help me out? It's like, fucking, go back to the 1940s where you came, fucking Philip Marlowe. God damn.
Exactly. Hey, what do you think of the actual ending of the movie?
The actual ending of the movie after like all this shit, which don't get me wrong, even all this corny shit, like I still like it. It still has some charm. Like the movie does unfortunately end more with a fart than a bang. But the actual ending of the movie, I fucking love it, dude. It's so fucking awesome. Even the weird like it's not Real Big Fish, but it's almost like a ska version of Take on Me, which is weird because it just should be a Misfits song. But I like it. It ends on like now this is like the ending. I always felt feels like a reshoot. Like it shows he's a mailroom guy somewhere and he's like dressed like a hippie and now he has long hair and a ponytail and he's just being, and they actually show his tattoo on his arm. I forgot to point out earlier, but he had terrible makeup on his arm during the house when he was like getting dressed to like cover up his real life tattoo. It was like so terrible. It was like they covered it up with that foundation and then they put like dots on it to mimic his real life fucking freckles. But yeah, like why don't you talk about the ending a little bit more here, Zach?
Fucking, it seems like they were trying to fucking set this up as a new superhero franchise to me.
Which I would have been all fucking about it. But yeah, he's just a mailroom guy somewhere, and he goes and there's like a boss chewing people out for no reason, and he's just looking at him laughing, and the guy's like, "Hey, you dickhead, what are you doing? Come back here!" And like he's just laughing, walking away. He says, "Hey, you asshole, come back here!" And then all of a sudden he turns around and he's got the mask back on his face, so it's like
like the cum face again.
Yeah, like he got more cum face. Yeah, so like he seems like all like, but I do like it from a storytelling. And this is the mask CGI because I watched the ending so many times because like you can see the side of his face before he turns around and it's not the mask face, but then when he turns around, all of a sudden the mask is on his face, but then it zooms in like super fucking Janine Creelo, Nina Garburis, fucking Stacy of the year of the decade. Holy shit! I bet she's still super fucking hot. Played his wife, but
fucking when it zooms in, like I noticed that too, that there was something kind of weird looking about the mask, and when I hear this version of fucking Take on Me, and I realize fucking there's two fucking punk like ska versions of this song.
I know. More than just one, because Basketball had the Real Big Fish one.
Isn't that so funny? We did both the movies. What are the odds?
What if, actually pretty good. We manifested that shit. We masturbated our life source.
That's exactly.
You know what? You know what I hate though, because I was like, because the movie ends on such a cool bang with that ending where it zooms in. And it's like, and it starts playing "Take on Me," and I'm like, and by the way, like "Take on Me" is like one of my favorite songs of all time. So I guess that's another reason why I like it. But like after a minute into the credits, they just cut it off Like, so you lose the adrenaline. They just cut off Take On Me, like it fades down super quick, and then it just starts playing some of that boring ass score music. Then all of a sudden it's like, I'm just like, why do fucking movies do that when they end? Like, play the whole song over the credits.
Well, when it's kind of the perfect song to end on, you should play the whole song.
Exactly. Like, what the fuck? It's so fucking stupid.
I don't know if I agree that Take On Me is a perfect song for this movie. For me, it seems a little like kind of weird.
I know. I mean, it should be like either Bruiser or Fiend Without a Face. It should be one of the two songs they wrote for the movie. I'm just saying for that shot, like the way it ended all poppy and happy, like it's a good song for that, you know?
Yeah.
But that's what I was talking about, like all the shit George Romero could have done to make like a cool... I mean, listen, like I love George Romero. He's my favorite director. He made the movie he wanted to make. I'm not criticizing it. I'm just telling you, like, it would have been cooler if the movie wasn't trying to be cool. The movie was just trying to be whatever fucking movie they wanted to make. But you could have like it's just frustrating because the bones are there to make a really good fucking cool movie. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And for a while, this was like his last movie.
Yeah.
Like
because it took him like 5 years to get Land of the Dead going.
Before he finally came back with Land of the Dead, this was his last movie forever.
So, like, I mean, I don't know if Bruiser played theatrically around the world. It didn't in America, but like from Dark Half, which I want to say Dark Half was like 93-ish. It might have been a little earlier, but I think it was about 93, 92, 93, to all the way to like 2005, I think it was, that Land of the Dead came out. I remember Land of the Dead was such a big deal because I was living with Phil Dees and my other boy, and like me and Phil Dees went to see it. My other boy went to see it with his buddy. Like, it was just like I wanted to go see it like 10 times in the theater. I think I only saw it like once. Yeah. Maybe twice. I know for sure once, but yeah, like fucking damn, he was still using Donald Rubenstein music in this. I guess that's where some of that weird jazz music came from. He's fucking still with his old Rubenstein boys even after the divorce. But but yeah, I mean, it should have been like an all Misfits soundtrack movie, and it should have been like hipped up a little bit, but I think the Misfits shit was kind of thrown in last minute and it wasn't a priority. And obviously it's not like fucking George Romero like was a Misfits fan. He just probably got the idea like pitched to him to, you know, from the producers or whoever, like, hey, it'd be cool if we put him in. And it's like, you know, he wasn't really committed to the idea all the way, unfortunately. But I think if they really would have incorporated the music more and made the movie kind of like cooler, then yeah, like this movie would have been more well remembered. Because like nobody just even saw this movie or remembered it. It just snuck out on DVD eventually.
Oh, I like Scream. I think that's a good.
That's a really good fucking. I almost put it on my list, but it didn't make it. But
I like the Die Monster Die. I think it was called.
Yeah, Die Monster Die.
Forbidden Zone, the Planet of the Apes song.
Are you doing your list, or you just writing?
I'm just remembering the ones I do like. The rest of the ones on my list are the fucking Danzig ones.
Yeah. So the movie's over. I guess we should finish up the list.
Fucking, I got Astro Zombies.
Oh, that's one of my favorite. Yeah, that's really high on my list. The next one I have is Descending Angel, which I was like, oh, like I listened to Bruiser like right before it. I was like, oh, I really love Bruiser, but I always thought Bruiser sounded like Descending Angel, like like just a reworked version of it, and they just redid the lyrics. But yeah, I really like Descending Angel. The guitar intro is like really fucking good.
I remember liking that one too.
Yeah. What's the next one you got after that?
I turned into a Martian.
Whoa. That's probably, of all the Whoa songs, that one probably has the best Whoas in it.
Maybe. Probably, baby. They got so many good Whoas, though.
I know. And then number 5, I have Forbidden Zone, which, like, that's probably my favorite Michael Grazer one. It's just, like, that opening guitar is like, that's when a man began on this wasted piece of land that's yet to show forbidden. Like, that was just like, I know people like really didn't like when the Misfits came back because they didn't have Danzig, which like I understand if you like the Danzig shit, like it was different. But I actually, like, me and Phil Dees would talk about this endlessly even back then when we would go see him in concert shit. Like, we liked the cartoony, like super cartoony 90s version of the Misfits, like, you know what I mean, where it's just all about horror movie shit. You know, I can't really say I liked it better because I really did like the Danzig shit better at the time, but like in retrospect, like especially as time went on and like all we ever got was those, we got those 2 Misfits albums and then we got cuts from the Crisp, which was like all the unreleased songs. But like, yeah, like I was watching some concert clips of the reformed Misfits with Danzig, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Danzig. Danzig's one of my favorite singers, But like, I just like Danzig on his own now. Like when seeing him sing the Misfits songs now, like I don't know, it's just weird. It doesn't like seem.
I don't think I've seen any of the footage of them doing it now.
It's just like I got at least the clips I've seen, and of course they could just be from some of the bad shows or something. But they don't really sound good. There's like not much enthusiasm. Like Danzig seems he's into it, but he's just but you don't feel like you're watching like Misfits era Danzig. You feel like you're watching Danzig now. Like I've seen clips of like before they reformed, like Doyle would just show up as a guest on certain Danzig dates, and they would do like 3 or 4 Danzig songs during the encore, and like that was actually fucking cooler and like better than like the shit they're doing now. I don't. It just doesn't work for me. Like I hate to say.
Yeah,
but, yeah.
I really like that fucking. You can't find the Sam Hain shit on any of this shit. Like fucking. On Spotify or anything. I really like the first Sam Hain.
I had the Sam Hain. Oh, I still have it somewhere, but I have the Sam Hain box set, and I really got into it. Like really.
The first one's basically like the fucking the Misfits.
Yeah, all murder, all guts, all fun. That was like me and Phil Deeze's fucking theme song back then.
I like Archangel.
You know what's really good too is November Coming Fire. November Coming Fire. Sour and Grim.
That's whenever he is. That's more Danzig than fucking Misfits.
Yeah.
Fucking Sam Hain was the branch in between. I also got Angel Fuck.
Oh, Angel Fuck. That is yeah, number 4, I have on my list. I have this song that got me into the Misfits, "Where Eagles Dare," which like the very opening, like the first 10 seconds of that song, just the way it sounds, like the guitar feedback is like, it's like we walk through the streets at night.
That's the fucking that's that bass riff. That bass riff.
It's so fucking good, dude.
It's fucking. They use it for that commercial.
Oh, that weird booze commercial. I hated that.
Fucking. It made me want to drink that shit.
So what was it? Fucking like Sailor Jerry rum, the fucking lamest shit. It sounds like the fucking shit you would drink to get drunk at like a Universal theme park at Krusty's fucking Funland or whatever.
Oh yeah, I got fucking Wolf's Blood. Is another fucking Earth AD one.
You really like the thrash shit, baby. I'm surprised. Like none of the thrash shit made it on my list.
Fucking I think that might be my favorite fucking one from that album.
Yeah, I think it probably is my favorite of the thrash. Number 3, I have which like it kind of goes. Sometimes it's my favorite Misfits song. Sometimes it's like close to the top. But I fucking love Astro Zombies.
Oh yeah.
Like fucking and there's like the different versions of it, like the different versions they did back then. But there's like one version I think is Jerry and where it's like where they do the exterminate part. He's like, and it's like his voice is like super flat, and it's like exterminate the whole fucking human race. Fire out of flesh, any hard bombs that are nothing left, and just the
exterminate.
Yeah, exterminate. Like the bass and the guitar riffs on that is so fucking good. It's so good.
Oh yeah, I fucking I because there was like the reason there's so many versions of that is because fucking I guess they recorded Static Age, which never came out until after they'd already broken up.
Yeah.
And then they recorded a second album, which is going to be a lot of it came out on that fucking. I think it was called 12 Bits Out of Hell.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't really go in, but their discography, the way it was released, was really fucky.
Yeah, my favorite album, I think, is the one that came out that actually did come out first was fucking Walk Among Us.
Yeah, like I put Walk Among Us as the first album, but really the first one I bought and started like listening to, like I wore it out before I had the box set, was just that Collection 1, like that group of songs that they put on Collection 1. I think I bought it because Where Eagles Dare was on it, but like that's the one. And like even now, like I was walking the other day and on Spotify I just put on Collection 1, but
oh yeah, fucking Walk Among Us isn't on Spotify.
Yeah, like I noticed I don't think Cuts from the Crypt is on there either, which is a shame because that's where like Bruiser and shit is. But
yeah, fucking I put a star next to my favorite one. It's the last one I got. You ready?
Yeah, let's hear it, baby.
Fucking Spinal Remains.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Man, you're really into the deep cuts. Like I thought some of mine were deep, but you're really into the deep cuts.
This isn't really sex. This isn't really life. This isn't really anything I think I like. And I will not say it all. Broken glass. I could go on the whole day. Fucking, I love that song.
Fucking crazy. You're a madman.
Look, that's another fucking weird sexual fucking
You're really
song.
into Glenn Danzig's late 70s masturbatory fucking
exactly
bullshit.
talking about all the sex he wants to do.
All the came that he wants.
Exactly. He wants to dig his fucking boots into the soft remains of your spine.
Yeah, he does.
And savage that shit.
He does. I actually have 2 left. We got off kilter somehow, but 2, I have Halloween, which like I just love the lyrics. Bonfires burning bright, pumpkin faces. Like pretty much, like I used to call Phil D's phone every Halloween and leave that on his fucking, just sing that into the fucking phone. But now I just text it to him every year. And then number 1 is again just the crunchy guitar sound I never get tired of. I mean, none of these are really number 1 too. Like I love them all, but yeah, Horror Business. I fucking love Horror Business.
That's a great one.
And like I remember one of the times I saw, because Jerry only would always sign autographs at the show. Like I got him to sign my Famous Monsters. I was like, Jerry, will you write Horror Business on there? And he wrote like Horror Biz, B-I-Z. And I was like, that's the name of a Sam Hain song. That's not even, like, I know he was just doing it for time, and I appreciate that he was willing to do it. But like, yeah.
That's a Sam Hain song. You're not even in that band.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I looked at it, I was like, this is fucking funny. Yeah, we always called me and Phil Dees. We always called him Uncle Jerry back then, because like he was like the one that would go. He was the only one that would come out. Like both times I seen him, he came out afterwards and signed autographs. There was like a little like a barrier at the venue that where the bouncers would stand behind to watch the crowd, so they couldn't get on stage. You know what I mean? And like he would just stand behind there, and like people would come up and like sign. Like the first time I went, he signed my ticket stub because I didn't like know to bring anything. And then the second time, because I knew he signed shit, I brought the Famous Monsters CD and had him sign that.
Dog. I love the Famous Monsters cover.
It's so fucking good. Yeah, I wish I could have like a giant poster of that framed.
Mm-hmm.
It's so fucking good. Yeah,
that's probably the best of the Michael Graves ones.
Yeah. American Psycho is good. Don't get me wrong. And I really like the song American Psycho. I really like the look into eyes, sick eyes. I hate people. Like fucking me and Phil D said that for years. Like whenever somebody be actually obnoxious, we just look at each other and go, "I hate people." But yeah, that's it. I don't know. Like, yeah, like Misfits still one of my favorite. Like I pretty much it's like pretty much the Misfits and the Smiths are my favorite 2 bands, and it just, depending on the day of the week and what you ask me what my favorite band is, it's one of those 2. And I just listen to their shit like endlessly. I probably listen to the Smiths more now. I got back into the Smiths after not listening for a few years because I just listened to their shit forever. But I could always listen to the Misfits, and especially around Halloween time, I'd always start listening to them again. But just all the time. But I mean, I also listen to a lot of Danzig, a lot of solo Danzig, and I love the Sam Hain. So yeah, like I mean, I don't really have any like, other than like the current like whatever shit. I probably wouldn't go pay to see them now. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I would if it was like close by, but if it sucked, I wouldn't be upset about it, because I understand you can't recapture the, like when you're 70, you can't fucking go out and feel like you did when you were 25. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's all good though. Fucking it happens to the best of us.
Yeah. I feel bad though. I feel like I shit on Bruiser, but it's like the first half of the movie, you're like, this is so fucking good. Like this movie couldn't get any better. And then the second half, you're kind of like, it doesn't suck. Like I still like watching the movie play out and come to its conclusion, but it's just like, fuck. I just wish this would have been like, I just wish the second half would have been as cool and as hardcore as the first half was. But I mean, I still like it. Like just the gimmick of seeing the guys, get that whatever face and shit.
The idea, it's such a unique idea, and it's just like fucking. I like ideas like that. That's just kind of like a Twilight Zone episode. It's just like, now what do you do? Like what? Like what? Like just it's like fucking. It's almost like it reads a mild inconvenience, but at the same time, it's like this is kind of paranormal. This doesn't happen.
I know. I was even thinking like somebody should remake this, and like because he's older and shit. I mean, he's not like old, but he's slightly older. They could get fucking Jason Fleming to play the bad guy, because he plays a lot of villains in movies now. You could just get him to play the bad guy and get like a new guy to fucking play Bruiser.
Fucking, I want some of that phlegm spat in my fucking mouth. You know what I mean?
Like, it's weird to think, I mean, not that Jason Statham's a big movie star, but it's weird to think that at one point in time, Jason Statham and Jason Fleming were on equal footing as actors.
Wow. Fucking, I want to go back to that time. I want Bruiser too. I want Bruiser too.
It probably wouldn't be hard to do, like, because I'm sure the rights to the movie are actually owned by the guy who produced it, Peter Grunwald. You could probably be like, "Can we do Bruiser too?" And he'd probably like, "Yeah, why not?"
You know what? We could make it like The Crow, and the sequel could be that it's like a Juggalo.
Oh, we could bring in, and then the finale, like instead of the Halloween party, you do the gathering of the Juggalos.
It's the guy wakes up and he's a Juggalo and he can't wash off the face paint because like they're technically the FBI called them a gang. Like that would fuck up your life and shit. Like that would be an interesting story.
Yeah. I forget. I meant to send it to you. I'll send it to you. But there's a video out there, and I'm pretty sure this shit's like fucking actually really fake. Oh, before we end up talking, I gotta go here in a second. But before we talked about fucking like, you ever listen to the Jerry Only Misfits where he was the singer?
I did. I heard all their shit.
Yeah, like it's, at first I was like, this shit's whack because I miss Michael Graves. But
it's my least favorite, but I don't hate it.
There's a couple good songs though. That Devil's Rain song is actually really fucking good, shockingly.
I don't think he's a terrible singer.
No, he's really not bad. Yeah. I kind of would rather, like, if I had the choice to go see Jerry Only singing or like Glenn. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I'd rather go see Glenn Danzig by himself over than like Jerry Only or the Misfits, whatever. But if I had a choice of seeing the Misfits with Glenn Danzig singing or Jerry Only singing, I'd rather see fucking Jerry Only singing.
I think so.
Yeah. Fuck, I forgot.
I'd be interested in seeing Danzig.
I would too. Like I could have went. I can't remember like what the problem was. If it was work or what. But when he did his like Sam Hain reunion tour, and he opened up the show like with the Sam Hain guys, and then he came back out and played the Danzig shit. That's the one concert I fucking hate myself for not going to go see. And I can't remember why I didn't go, because I knew it was coming and like I wanted to fucking see it. But it's like, yeah. I don't know. There's something else I want to say, but I forgot, as always. My brain is like shit like now. Like, I feel like I'm ready to transition into having a white fucking cane face and start a new life just wearing white face.
Fucking lose your identity.
Yeah.
See, even that is like a fucking it's like a metaphor visually for losing your identity. The idea.
Yeah. I remember what I was gonna say. I was like, I should have fucking done the research. I watched the movie fucking twice. I was like, was this written by George Romero? Yeah, this was written by George Romero. For some reason, I always thought like maybe he just like directed a script that they had or something. So he really wrote all this fucking like Peter Stormare jacking his dick bullshit. Like, this was the creation of George Romero. So
apparently, he was really fucking pissed off at the time because like fucking a bunch of projects he tried to get made, he couldn't get made.
Like, so I know he tried to make The Mummy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
he was gonna do fucking Pet Sematary at one point.
Yeah, I remember them saying that. Yeah.
And fucking because of some weird thing that happened, like he got pulled off of it at the last minute.
Yeah, it was like the major studios for some reason, like in the '90s, like didn't believe in George Romero. It was weird.
I think it was because of test screening. Like they didn't like the ending of like the movie before it.
Yeah.
Fucking like what was it? The
Dark Half.
Dark
or
Half,
no, Dark Half came out for Pet Sematary. Oh, Monkey Shines. It would have been Monkey Shines. Would have been right before Pet Sematary. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I know he had problems on Monkey Shines too, because like a producer was really fucking weird, and he said it in an interview. It might be on those like Roy Frumkus interviews, but he said like there was really weird shit with the producer on Monkey Shines, where the guy would say like, "I want you to reshoot this scene," and he said, "Why?" Like I thought the actors did good, and it was good. And the producer said, "I don't like the color of the necktie the guy's wearing in the scene." And they were like, "What? Like, why would you reshoot a fucking scene because of that?" Like, you know what I mean?
I like the necktie. It's very prominent in the scene, though. I don't like the color of it.
Maybe George Romero could have ended up working for Marvel, because that's the kind of shit they do. They just reshoot everything because like they're like, "Oh, we don't like the color of the shirt he's wearing." It's like, but you knew the color of this fucking shirt the day we shot it. Yeah, I know, but whatever.
Just start make him wear green garments so we can change them later in editing.
Like the green screen shit color.
Exactly.
You could just CGI new clothes on. Well, actually, Marvel does do that with the helmets. They put them on, put them off, and it always looks fake.
Oh,
yeah. George Romero would have been the perfect director for Marvel. It's a shame he, aged out of that demographic too quick.
Exactly.
But yeah, I just want to think, like any chance to talk about George Romero. I don't even know if we really covered any of his movies on here, to be honest. We should make sure to cover all of them. It's kind of weird we started with Bruiser, but I don't care. When you Zach brought up the idea so we could talk about the Misfits and talk about big money wrestlers, I was all about it. It's fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, we need to make a fucking a giant car that goes around fucking showing George Romero, spreading the word of Romero to all the fucking younger generations. Fucking the Romero Camaro. I want to. We've heard of the Oscar Mayer Wiener going driving around. We need the Romero Camaro. I want that to happen.
You know how we do it? Because my dad had like an '83 Camaro, and it actually had a hatchback. Believe it or not, like we get one of those, BB, and we build the projector of the movie like on the hood, and then the back where the what do you call it, the hatchback is, like we remove the glass so it's just all the speakers shooting the sound out of the back of the car. We could do it, and all we would need to do is just in a city pull up to a building that had a large like light or white colored wall on the side, and we could just like tweet out like, meet us, the Romero Camaro is going to be on this street at this time, and we're going to show Bruiser, we're going to show Monkey Shines, whatever, and we just pull up like in like the sound, we need a generator inside the car.
We're gonna be like that scene from Pest, wherever they hit the button and like the big sound system comes out. Yeah. It's like, fucking, how you like that, baby? We're gonna be fucking playing some Romero Camaro shit.
Exactly.
Romero Camaro.
That's the most genius. Like, yeah, you finally, your cum brain cleared up enough that like you actually came up with the most genius idea of all time.
Oh yeah. That's a world I want to live in. We need to do the Pest too at some point.
Yeah, I like the Pest. I remember I went to see it during a time where I was it was like when I first started college. I was in an acting class, and they made us like write like a daily journal about like everything in your life or whatever. And I actually wrote a journal entry about the fucking Pest.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How much you still have that? They should put it out on the Criterion
I probably
collection.
actually do still have it. I just don't know where it is.
If you find it, they need to put it on a Criterion collection and include your letter.
My handwritten letter talking about the Pest. I think I gave it a pretty mid review, but I think if I remember right, I remember talking about it was like winter time, and like I was depressed from the cold and the lack of light and shit, and the Pest cheered me up. That's what I think the majority of the post was, or the journal entry was about.
Oh yeah.
I kind of like this podcast because like I don't think about it. Like I feel like like if there's a listener that like has like loyally listened to like every episode, like only the listeners of the Movie Graveyard know all these weird facts about me, because like I don't come on saying I'm going to talk about all this personal shit, but just like I have like random memories that come up during the show, and I tell like usually the most embarrassing and weird aspects of my life on here.
Oh no, baby, fucking. We gotta learn about life, baby. Fucking everybody, they don't know it because they're the youngins.
Yeah.
We gotta fucking learn about all the shit that goes down once you get older, and then you'll understand. You'll appreciate movies like this.
That's true. So yeah, I want to thank you, Zach, for bringing this film to the table and also showing up. And it just was a lot of fun thinking about not only this movie but the Misfits as well, and getting to do this. And yeah, like I obviously I hope the listeners enjoy it too. But I hope the listeners are Romero fans and Misfits fans, because you should be, whether it's one of his great masterpieces or one of his later films. Like again, like I'll still take this shit over a lot of stuff. I can honestly say I would watch Bruiser 100 times in a row before I'd ever watch fucking Five Nights at Freddy's again. That was one of the worst, theatrical release. I watched it on Peacock, but it did come out in theaters, and I gotta say, like,
I kind of want to see that just because the return of Matthew Lillard.
Dude, they're hyping it up like Matthew Lillard's back in the type of role you've always wanted. Dude, I swear to God, he's in 2 scenes in the fucking movie.
Jesus, really?
And like probably in the first 5 minutes and then in the last 5 minutes of the movie. Like that's all
I was thinking he was the star, the way they're talking about it.
Yeah, they're hyping it up. They're like, "Oh, you never." But that's just how it's such a huckster movie, dude. It's a family court drama. It's about a guy afraid that he's going to lose his little sister that he takes care of to family court. Like it's not a horror movie. It's very soft and very tame. Like I know it's rated PG-13, but it really should be rated fucking PG. It's so damn soft.
That sounds like a joke you're making. Is that really the plot?
Yeah, that's it. That's why he has to take the job of Five Nights at Freddy's, is because he loses his job as a security guard because he thinks he sees a little boy he's a security guard at a shopping mall, and he thinks he sees this guy stealing this little boy, but it turns out it's just the kid's dad, and he beats the guy up, so he gets fired. And then he goes to like Matthew Lillard is like the guy at the unemployment office, and he's like, I got a job for you at Five Nights at Freddy's, and he's like, oh, I can't do nights because I need to take care of my sister, and he's like, okay, and then like he gets threatened to lose his sister because his aunt wants to steal her, and then he's like, I need a job quick, and he's like, oh, I got to go work overnights at Five Nights at Freddy's, which I know it's not called that, it's called like whatever, Fozbear Pizza or whatever the fuck, and like yeah, that's literally the plot of the movie.
I just realized that you saw like all the kids that would be like fucking like whenever your grandma calls like calls like, did you get one of the Freddy Krueger movies?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's not called Freddy Krueger's grandma. Fucking hell yeah.
Yeah. It was a pile of shit, and it was very cheap. Like if you thought Bruiser was cheap, wait till you see Five Nights at Freddy's. It's the cheapest shit. It should almost be like a webcam video. It's so fucking cheap.
It was made in Canada, as you say.
Yeah, dude, it was probably made in Romania. It was so fucking cheap. But yeah, so that's it. So again, Zach, thank you, listeners, and we'll catch you back again real soon in the movie graveyard.
Dog.
You know the Michael Douglas film, Falling Down? It's like falling down on acid. It's a man who's taken too much and decides to wreak his revenge.
I believe that a lot of the rage and violence in the world today is not, I think it comes from just frustration and not having a personal identity. And that's really what this is about. I mean, this guy has his identity completely taken away from him. And several things happen to him all at once, and it's sort of the straws, or the many straws that break the camel's back, and he flips out. This is a climactic scene in the film, and by then he's already become a self-styled vigilante, so to speak, or he's just on a revenge trip, and the one guy that you really dislike throughout the film, I hope, although he's the kind of guy that you love to hate, is the boss, the big boss.
He holds this party, and while he's at the party, this is where I kill him. So it's really within the freaks and the zombies that are here. There's a murder.
What the fuck is wrong with you people?
What the fuck is wrong with you people?
What's it like working with your dad?
It's like, it's very natural because I see him every day. It's not, so it's nice because I'm not like nervous or anything that I'm gonna mess up.
I think I've been in all his movies since we've been together. We've been together since '76, and I've had walk-ons and I've had fairly large parts. This happens to be my walk-on.
Back in the 80s, we put out a song called Night of the Living Dead in tribute to the movie. And for this new video, we have a song called Scream that was written for Wes Craven for his movies. And we were looking for a video to get done for it. And so we called George and asked him if he was interested. And he said that he would do it and that he needed us to be in his movie. So we actually exchanged working atmospheres. He's going to direct our video and we're going to be in his movie, just, is doing each other favors. So we're very excited about it.